I'm Cody Moon with Toms Brewing, and I'm getting drunk with buds.
Yeah, we're drinking just because. Let's get drunk with buds again. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Let's get drunk with buds again. Yeah, we're drinking just because. Let's get drunk with buds again, again.
Welcome, everybody, to Drunk with Buds, a show about trying new beers with some friends and having discussions you normally have at a bar. As always, we get our beer information from the Untapped app. That's UNTAPPD. You can now follow the show there at Drunk with Buds.
What's up, everybody? I'm the host today, I suppose, and I'm here with Brewers.
Hey, Connor.
And I'm here with my best friend ever, Scott.
I'm Scott.
And we got Cody Moon.
What's up, guys?
That's the brewer of Two Toms. We're here right now, live
That's right.
recording.
Where are we?
Two Toms.
Okay.
Not
Where's
two,
that?
not Two Tones.
Not Two Tones.
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Oh, okay. You got that right.
I know. Thank you. My nephew lives here, so I have to know that.
Oh, there you go.
So, what's everybody up to today? What you guys doing?
I'm just sitting around with my friends, drinking, and having discussions you normally have at a bar.
Cody's got a whole plate going on today.
Oh, yeah, dude, I got a full itinerary today, but we already hit a boo at the zoo with the little one and then hit the podcast, and sounds like a dairy farm later and a pumpkin patch later, so we got to,
Full slate.
chasing that sun.
Those are the best days, man.
Put that time limit on there, you know?
Start the clock.
Yeah.
Hey, what about you, Scott? How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm just chilling.
He spilt his Monster on the way here. He's crazy.
It was all over my pants.
Oh my god! I had to stop over. I had to stop over to Walgreens, and he had to clean himself off.
What a man.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing that.
Of course, man. And you got
What
a
are best
shirt.
friends for?
Yeah, exactly.
You got to put a shirt on for it too.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm wearing Phil's shirt right now.
I like it.
It looks good. Skin tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we got this first beer lined up, and it is Scent Liver.
Yep.
Premium Pilsner. Two Toms Brewing Company Pilsner Czech Bohemian Rhapsody. 3.8% ABV, not available IBU. And it's everyone checked it in for a 3.78 out of 5.
Ooh.
Two Toms Brewing Company is a microbrewery from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Style Guide says, in collaboration with the historic Scent Liver family, where we've revitalized a Fort Wayne classic with the Scent Liver Premium Pilsner. This crisp, refreshing Pilsner pays homage to the original brew that made the Scent Liver name synonymous with quality. This Pilsner boasts a bright golden hue, a clean malt backbone, and a subtle bitterness that finishes with a flourish. It's a true testament to the brewing heritage of Fort Wayne, brought back to life for a new generation of beer lovers.
Nice, nice. Anything else to add there, Cody?
I think you covered a lot of it, man. It's a cool opportunity for us to do this beer with these guys. The St. Liver Brewing family here brewed it in town until the 60s. They then sold to what was Old Crown for a little while, and that closed up as well. We had the opportunity to partner up with two family members. I believe they're the great-grandsons of the original guy. Mm-hmm. He came to us, and we had this idea, and it was kind of It's been a little while in the making, but we're glad to have it finally released. We have this one as a Pilsner, and we have a dark lager as well.
Nice.
With them. So
How long have you guys been waiting to put this one out?
so it's been a little while. We kind of had the idea a couple years ago when we met the St. Liver family originally, and then it kind of came to fruition probably earlier this year. And then we brewed a beer, and we kind of had to figure out a label for a little while. So our label is kind of like an old school. If you look at the Untapped photo, that's the label. Had to get that dialed in, so that took a little while longer than we wanted to. But we released this officially end of August of this year.
Ooh.
And then that label, the dark lager is just the tan part is now black on the dark lager.
That's a sexy logo.
It's so cool, man.
Yeah, I love that.
It's
So
old school vibes,
Yeah,
man.
I am more of like a retro, old school. Like I feel like this is an older Pilsner that I'm drinking. I feel like I'm drinking all of that history right now.
Well, they brewed here for 100 years, and after that point, you probably don't have an actual recipe. So we kind of just went off what they were saying the beer tasted like, or things that they read, and kind of stuff. And grain has changed, hops have changed, yeasts have changed, even in the last, since they closed in the 60s, even in the last 60 years, 70 years. And so, like, it was a cool opportunity to work with them and really kind of bring them back to life. We threw a huge party with them for the release, probably one of our busiest days of the year so far. We burnt through batch 1 of both beers. This is currently batch 2 of both beers now on. Cans are starting to go across the state with distribution. Restaurants are picking it up, and it's cool to have. I've always kind of enjoyed like the Champagne Velvet that Upland has that used to be Terre Haute Brewing, and you have these like little guys that are like that. So it's kind of cool for us to be able to pull off.
They didn't have like the recipe instead of a creepy doll.
No,
like from family history.
So yeah, no, unfortunately that's not. I wish we had the actual recipe. It would be kind of cool. Beer has definitely changed since then, but I think we kind of
the water's cleaner.
Yeah, we did a really good job on making a beer flavored beer here. But I'm really good friends with David Thiem at Thiem and Wagner Brewing in Lafayette, and he is. If you ever heard about his story, he actually found 2 original recipes of his great grandpa's brewery through Ancestry.com and finding the old brewer, and they had it. So he has a book that tells us who the brewer was in the 60s for St. Liver. So I'm trying to meet with him before Christmas and trying to find that name, and I'm going to try to do the background, just because I think it'd be an awesome story for us to find.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's great.
I'm going to try to spend my time over the winter when I'm kind of stuck at home trying to find out, hey, how far can we actually get back? If we can find a recipe, that'd be sick, but for now, this is going over really well for us. So
That's awesome.
Yeah,
It could be like sorry to cut you off, like a variant of it. It's this brewer's variant. You know?
So there's a couple of other things we have kind of in the works with this. Obviously the name St. Liver is not trademarked, but things within the brand are trademarked. So we kind of have to like watch what we're doing there. But for the most part, like we have a couple other fun ideas. There's a train car that they turned into like a trolley restaurant like thing that we're going to work with that is St. Liver train car. Mm-hmm. So we're going to work with them and do some stuff. And there's a lot of rich history from the St. Liver family that I really didn't know about. So I met the boys that we worked with. And so being able to hear that and kind of, as much as I like my weird beers that I like to brew, like it's something about these traditional styles and hearing the history of what beer was in Fort Wayne before Two Toms or Matt Anthony's or those guys here in town still.
Yeah. Dude, no. Like I don't like history as much as Scott does.
Yeah.
But I like the beer history, like where I like to taste what they used to drink. I've always been interested in that. I mean, I know Budweiser tried to do it, right? They did like a found George Washington or whatever recipe, and it sucked.
Yeah.
But I tried it.
Yeah.
I'm going to try whatever is historically close to whatever. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get our first thoughts. We kind of glossed over that. What about you, Scott? What do you first taste?
So, I actually do really, really like it. I mean, I can obviously, you get the really big Pilsner taste to it, but there is that. I really don't know how to describe it, but I know exactly what you're talking about when you're saying that you're tasting the history. There's just something on that back end.
Yes, it's on the end. I can't put a finger on it.
That beers don't taste like anymore.
Right. And it literally, like how when you're hearing an old interview of someone talking into like an old microphone and they all kind of sound like that golden voice way, that's kind of like how this beer reminds me of. It's like this bygone era of beer.
The golden voice
is what it tastes like.
It gives you a golden
and it's
voice.
so crazy to like explain that.
I feel like it's clean, it's very crisp, like it says, and it follows very crafty, Pilsner vibes. Mm-hmm. And then when you get to that back half, it's where it changes itself.
Yes,
it becomes not your ordinary, like, I'm not saying ordinary is bad. Everyone likes to have, your light lagers and stuff at a brewery. Yeah. And there's a good need for them, But like this gives you that crushable kind of thing, but having a flavor that's not like outrageous, but it's like
and not
unique. It's just like, well, what's this? And I don't want to call it floral. I can't, like you said, you can't really
it's
put
not floral, but
your finger on it. But it's not hoppy, so it's not, even that vibe. It's just, it's got something. I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I said it tastes like history. I mean, what else do you want from me? I literally brought out that there's so many things in it that it's just.
I just felt like I was talking up so much more.
No, you
drink it all the
so
time. What are you tasting?
I think the second batch is even better than the first batch. I think it's kind of like, when we had that opening day, there was people that came in here and was like, oh yeah, I used to drink this underage when I was like, 15 or whatever. And they, they're like 80 now. It's kind of like, it was kind of cool. And when they come in, they're like, yeah, it tastes just like it. And it's like, well, we have no idea what it actually tastes like. We have no recipe. We have nothing. But it's like, how can you take a recipe that was mass produced in the 40s and 50s and 60s, go into 2024, I really like this batch, this last batch of it. Not last batch, but this newest batch of it. I think, something for me is like, as a craft beer fan, brewer, however else you want to see me, like I can't get into the whole domestics anymore. Like they have their place, Indy 500. I'm gonna turn one on. Give me a case of Bud Light. Let's party. But like even now, like having a beer with you guys and talking, like if we were just sitting around, catching up as friends and, over a dinner, I want something that has some flavor, and I think that's what we kind of push for in our lagers here, where we can have more flavor in it without it being just, oh, give me what's closest to Bud Light or Busch Light or whatever. That's the kind of thing I don't want to be when I'm brewing the lagers. So Tom did a really good job on this. We kind of just kept digging and looking at grains and looking at options that we have. But this is something also Tom is really one of the third beer we're going to drink tonight is a mixed firm sour, and Tom is really about tradition when it comes to things, and he's also as far away from tradition as possible as well on things. You guys are sitting here today. You know what yesterday was? It was our serial killer release. We do 6 beers with cereal. Mm-hmm. Like, no one's doing that in the 60s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so we try to have that line where we are literally on the verge of tradition on one side and as far as we can be on the other
to be
side,
fair, cereals in the 60s were just cornflakes, right?
Probably.
Lots of sugar.
Flaked
No,
corn.
probably no sugar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you lived it. I forgot.
It's our flake corn now additions in our Mexican lager,
But I was gonna say though, I know you don't want to like be close to domestics or whatever, but honestly, if I gave this to someone that only drinks domestics, I think they would actually enjoy it.
Well, that's the goal too.
You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
they wouldn't even realize that it was a craft,
Craft lager.
Yeah, because for me, whenever I hear of like a craft lager, craft pilsner, I'm like, man, I don't really like it, but this is like something.
There's always some type of taste on the back end, but this one is like that taste.
If this was on
perfected
like,
or something.
if this was on like on tap and like it was next to some domestics and they said, hey, try this, I would pick this over all those, and still I'd be like,
well, that's kind of the goal. Like, like you have those that there's still a large amount of people that go, oh, I don't drink craft beer, so I'm not going to a brewery. Like that's not me.
Which is weird because the beers were all craft beers at one point.
Yeah,
so
or or someone like it doesn't really get more domestic than literally there. Like you can see us doing the work over there. Like it's domestic, like it's in house.
yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like people, like even when you do sales for beer, and they're like, well, your lockers are a really good price, but like I got Bud Light, man, and I'm like, I get it, like it's a guaranteed sale. So it's like, how do you get that to do? So it's almost like, hey, like let's get in here, buy a small keg of it, and just sample it out. Like, it's a cheap small keg, sample it out. Let me know what people think about it. I was like, I think we can get people kind of merge in and be like, oh, I am a craft beer drinker.
It's a good transitory beer.
Yeah.
Get you into
That's
craft.
what I'm saying. It's a good beginner beer for people that aren't trustworthy of crafts. Because I love domestic still. I go out with my buds on Thursdays, and I have a Miller Lite.
Dude, they're cheap. It's like,
oh yeah.
There's nothing better than a domestic and wings, man. Like, especially on Thursday nights. Let's go.
Exactly.
I feel like the craft IPA boom is what really hurt craft.
Yes.
From people who don't do craft.
Oh, because people just think it's going to be like an IPA.
Yes, that's what they're thinking.
Everything's bitter. Like it has hops in it. It's bitter. There's more hops in the stout we'll drink in a little bit than there are in our IPAs. Like it's because it's covered up by the roasted of the grain, that kind of stuff. So it's like, it's kind of the transition. And like before you guys leave today, we'll sample the St. Liver Dark beer. It is dark, but it doesn't taste like a porter or anything. It's just like dark in color. It almost tastes like a lager. If I blindfolded you, you wouldn't even know. But
so is it a black lager?
Yeah, theoretically, it's like it's just a dark Czech lager, and it's like when we share it with people, we're like, hey, just try it. Like it's not what you think when it says a dark beer, because it's still the same thing as an IPA. Dark beer means super roasty, weird flavors I don't like.
Yeah.
Just last week we had a chocolate beer,
and I was expecting like a stout or porter flavor, and it literally just tasted like liquid chocolate.
Really?
But the color was just gold. It was just a golden color.
Okay.
So
it was kind of fucking me up.
I thought it was okay but the other guys really liked it. So I fit in the spectrum.
No, I didn't like it that much, dude.
I mean, you gave it in the threes.
No,
That's good.
3,
Out
bro.
of 5?
In the threes.
For a lot, no, okay. I don't like chocolate.
Okay.
Right? So for me to like chocolate, that is pretty good. But I would probably not have 2 in a row.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It was good, but if you like chocolate, you would love it.
Yeah.
Because it literally tastes like a chocolate drink, but you're getting drunk.
Okay.
But it's not stouty or
It's from
porterish.
Boulevard. Just so you're listening
nice,
on Boulevard.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and get into our first segment. 1, 2.
Yeah. Top shelf. Top shelf.
Top shelf. Top shelf, baby.
It's time to reach up on high and grab those premium bottles. Let's get into top shelf. Today's question is, what are your top 5 things that you want or wish for your bar or brewery to have when you're walking in? What are the 5 things that you love them having? Could be all the way up to you. We're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's start with our guests. What's your number 5, Cody?
Oh, that's hard. I gotta think about 5 things.
You want to go last?
Yeah, let me
Okay,
go last.
my number 5 is good music. If it's a jukebox or a band, it just has to be good. So jukebox is just people's taste and everyone.
How is that number 5 for you?
That's number 5 for me.
Well, that's my number 1.
Well, spoilers.
Well, I'm going to say it anyway because I can't, you literally.
It's my
just-
number 5.
Yeah, but you just went off and said it. I can't just
Yeah, you
hey,
can
guys,
wait till 1.
Later on, I chose music for
And
number 1.
you can say why
Then
it's important
I
to
sound
you.
dumb.
Then it's that you can say why it's important to you. I just want it to be good. Like, there's nothing worse than going into a bar and it's got horrible music or a horrible band going in there. Like, you're only drinking. Well, the bartenders probably like it or the owners because you're drinking to get the sound out of your ears. But
Sometimes, yeah.
all right. So, what's your number 5, Honer?
Let's say. So number 5. I didn't think about 5, but 5 would definitely have to be. Yeah, fuck it. 5. No smoking.
Okay.
No cigarette smoke in there. That's.
I didn't even think about that.
I'm okay with it, but I'm okay without it.
This is what
because
you're
I don't want to
wanting.
have to wash my shit when I get home, and then my wife's like, "You smell like smoke. Wash that shit right now." And I'm like, "Yes, ma'am."
Is that what she sounds like?
We both sound the same.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no,
I totally get that. Yeah.
I don't want my shit smell like smoke, so I can't just take off my hoodie that I'll probably wear tomorrow for work in the morning and then be covered in smoke in it. So it's like, damn, you kind of just ruined my next day schedule. You know what I mean?
Right, Scott?
Mine is proper glassware.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. This is important for you, right? Because you're building your own brewery right now.
Yes. Brewery coming next year.
So you're saying
restaurant right now.
So
But
when
yes.
you're saying proper glass or proper
Well-
water, you mean you don't want what?
I don't just want a typical
Pint glass?
pint glass. Yeah. You need
Unless it's for that type of beer.
Right, yeah, unless it's for that type of beer. I mean,
So you
have
want them
some
to
tulips.
Oh, you want them to
know.
know what's supposed
Yeah.
to go into glass.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sours are going into tulips. Your Belgians are going into tulips.
Domestics are going into
and,
the
you know,
mugs.
English pints will have the little knob right at the top. The glass of the little knob at the top.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, that's not really gonna matter to the average person probably, but to somebody that really, really wants to, be a
Experience.
nerd about the beer.
Glassware can make
your beer.
it.
Glassware can make a difference, though. I mean,
I entirely agree.
The muffin top, I love our muffin top. It's got a little muffin top and it's got etching in there to get the bubbles to come up and really get it to go. It can make a difference in a beer.
Yep, I entirely agree, and that's why I would probably say that.
All right, you're on the spot now,
I
Brody.
think I got it. Mine's list is kind of weird though because there's a lot of things I want for a brewery. But there's things that I personally want. So 5 is gonna be weird, but I'm gonna go with food.
Oh, okay.
So I do like when.
Oh
breweries
no!
have-
Spoiler alert. That's
know.
higher on my list.
I know. I do like when breweries have food. It's not a killer for me, but it's when you're thinking of what I'm thinking of when I'm gonna spend my time at the brewery, when I look for my cheers, whatever.
Yeah.
I kind of want them to have food because if I come in all the time, it's easy to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But it also allows me to drink a little more, drink those bigger ABV, those kind of things. So I'm going with food for 5 because my top 4 are a little bit different.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I really hate no food on Sundays.
Yeah. What a douche, man.
So with your food, like, do you prefer like the heavier meal type of food, or do you just like the lighter
Like a side of wings or
snacks?
something like that.
Oh,
Like-
I mean, if the place has wings, they're like top tier for me already. Wings is
yeah.
my jam. I don't know. Like, I'm okay with pub food. Like, I'm not looking to like come in and smash a whole. No, 9 times out of 10, I'm stopping in a brewery. I'm either like on the road or like it's me hitting it before going home. That's kind of how my connection with here got started. When I come home from school and I stop in on a Wednesday, have a beer with Jordan, and then I go home and make dinner. But like it allows me to come in more often, and it's like, oh, I want dinner. Well, I can go to the brewery still. Oh, I just want a snack. I can still go to the brewery, kind of thing. So like. Pub food is cool. Like I like the appetizers if it's small, but I also like maybe a burger or a big side of wings or something like that. That's cool.
It just depends on the kind of time.
Yeah.
Like sometimes
It's,
I like appetizers. Sometimes I'm like, hey,
yeah,
I
it's
guess I'll eat it.
situational. Situational.
Yeah, absolutely.
for sure.
Okay, so my number 4 is beer related. So I'm specifically saying I want a varieties of beer. I don't like going into breweries like we only make IPAs or just domestic styles. I want to see stouts. I want to see sours. I want to be able to have different choices. I don't want to be very selectional. If it's wide open, I'll go to you more often because maybe I'm in a stouty mood and I'm not going to go to you if it's in the fall or in the winter. I'm like, I want stouts, and you're like, well, we don't carry those at all. I'm like, well, I'm out. So
Right.
I'll have another beer thing later, but I want a variety of beer. That's my number 4.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good one. Yeah.
I'll just say that's my 4 too because I can't think of one, but that's a good one.
My number 4 is temperature,
Ooh,
because
Like for the food.
no, for the
I hope
the
so.
actual
I hope your
place.
food is hot.
Yeah, for the actual place, because like I run hotter than like normal people. Like I'm always just hot all the time.
Okay, dude.
So like, but like so like if it's like so warm in there, and like it makes me not want to drink. It's just like, man, nope.
If you're
this
sweating
is-
and shit,
yeah, like this.
Well,
is
the more
not
people are in your
it.
bar, the warmer it's going to be. So you're hoping that they have really good AC or at least a good flow of windows if it's an
Right.
open air kind of situation.
I always like places being cold.
Yes,
Just so then it's like,
definitely.
oh, hey, I
You
can
can
at least.
always put on more layers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I mean the biggest thing, when you drink, you get warmer. So it's like, in my opinion, that's why bars are usually colder because they're expecting people to drink and get warmer. But some places just don't do it.
All right, Code Man.
Yeah, my 4 is also I kind of worded it a little different, but a mix of classic styles to new age beers. Like, I don't drink a lot of Belgian beers. I don't drink a lot of English beers, but like I like to sample them every once in a while. But like I want to be able to like have, hey, I want what's the pilsners and the lagers and stuff. But then you got beers with cereal in them and peppers and
Yeah.
whatever else. Like that's kind of like I like to be a full spectrum, like you said. Like, what am I feeling that time? Like.
I get that.
When I roll in a brewery, like now to March, like if you don't got a stout on, I'm gonna have a problem. Like come on, guys, it's time for stouts. But
Yeah.
a good mix of beers because it also allows me to introduce it to my friends more. Because you will have those friends that are like, hey, I prefer IPAs. Okay, well this place has got a good IPA, but they also have good stuff for me too. And Chris down the street, he's coming with us. He likes sours. They have sours too. So it's like. When you go somewhere, it's only IPAs, and you're like, oh, this guy doesn't like hops, and this guy doesn't do this, and so a wide range, like you said, is what I kind of want.
Yeah, it just sucks when you kind of like isolate people. Like, oh, they don't like it. Then you're gonna force them to drink it, but they don't want to.
Yeah.
Just to kind of hang out, they gotta drink it.
All right, my number 3. It needs to be clean, right? I don't care if it's a small hole in the wall and stuff like that. You can still have that ambience of like your dive bars and stuff like that we like, or even a big open pristine. But it needs to stay clean. Like there's nothing worse than sticking every step. You touch anything, it goes to the food. It touches to your drinks and stuff like that. Like how often are they cleaning those taps? How often are they cleaning the lines? It just needs to be clean. Like I don't care what size you are, what type of bar you are. Just be clean. That's my number 3.
Shit. I forgot my number 3, but now I'm just gonna make one up. So I like bars to not be loud. This has nothing to do with music. Has nothing to do with anything. I just like where you're not listening to the next person over here talking, and then all of a sudden, like, hey, look, we're trying to talk, and I can barely hear you. I don't like it. Like a brother scenario.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's just very loud. Everything's just loud. It has nothing to do with music. It just sounds are just loud.
I think
very busy loudness. It's like I like the more. Hey, if we got music on, I hear the music, but we can also still kind of talk.
You know, a big part of that is their seating plan, because people like Brothers, they want standing only rooms, so like they can just pack them in like sardines there, which increases the volume. But like, you know, a place like here, you have tables, so people are sitting, and it takes up more space, so there's less bodies, you know. And the goal here is to, you know, since they're sitting, hopefully they order more beers, they order more appetizers. That's how you try to get, you know, rather than Brothers, who they're trying to, those are the bar hoppers, you know, they're trying to get some quick shots, you know, get $50 from each of them through their shots before they go to another bar, you know, like, so that definitely follows the volume argument on that, yeah.
Yeah, as I get older, you know, I'm just like, dude, okay, it's too loud in here. Like, here's an example, just real quick. So, like in Bremen, Indiana, where I work, don't tell anyone, but so there's 2 bars across from each other. So you go to this other one, Hooples, and that's loud as fuck, and it's kind of small. So it's like they have loud music, and then or not very loud music, but you got people in there, just like kind of packed. And it's like no. You could barely hear the person in front of you. Even the bartender could barely hear you. And it's like, I don't like that atmosphere, because then I have to like kind of repeat myself when I just want to like not feel over stimulated by like some loud noises going on, where like you go over next door across the street, Bud's, and like it's chill, the music, they play a little louder, but you can still talk to people. And then you can even be like, hey, a dude over there, what's up, bro? Like you guys can still hear each other, but the music, it's weird. Yeah. It's just weird how that happens. But that's
You're showing your age here.
I know. Hey, 32.
Because all I think about when you say this is, I'm not a college kid anymore, and I'm not trying to party.
No.
I'm trying to have a social, invent. Yeah,
I'm trying to hang out with my friends. And
I'm here to socialize. I'm not here to get messed up.
Exactly. I mean, I kind of get messed up, but with my boys.
Yeah,
you know,
slowly though.
Yeah,
not
slowly,
like
messed up. Yeah. My number 3 would kind of sort of play into the volume. It's more just the environment and, you know, kind of the cleanliness too. I guess it's just kind of all that into one, just the atmosphere, the ambiance of it all, you know, like the decor, the color of the lights and stuff like that, you know. I like dimmer lighting, you know, especially when you're drinking, because eyes start to get a little bit, you know, lower, and it's just nicer.
That's also
on your
at
eyes.
Bud's.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah, a little bit more.
Hooples across the street is like a little brighter, but like Bud's is like so fucking perfect.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to go for in the new restaurant. We're just a lot more ambiance.
Yeah, keep it a little dim so it's not so bright.
Yep. Darker colors.
So my 3. This is where I start getting nitpicky.
All right.
My 3, I'm gonna go with lagering tanks, the horizontal ones. And here's the reason why: if you're spending the more money to have horizontal lagering tanks, 9 times out of 10, your lagers are top tier. Okay, when I go places and I'm like, oh, let me get this lager to start off my day, I'm normally looking to see like, hey, are they brewing good lagers? Are they, you know, because you can't hide anything in a lager. You know, we have serial killer beers on our day. There's like a cereal and ice cream and fruit, like
not too many ingredients.
You know, if that beer behind wasn't good, like you would never tell. I mean, they're good, but like if they were, like you can hide flaws in those kind of beers. You don't do that in lager. So if you're spending the money on a tank only for lagering, then there's obviously a program for lagers there that I can probably get behind and enjoy. So
nice.
So why would you buy a tank only for lagering? What benefit does that do?
So it just like with lagers, the longer they sit on the yeast, in a lagering time, horizontally spreads that yeast out long-wise instead of just a cone on the bottom of the thing. So there's like more surface area to kind of clear up and drop and kind of get all that stuff out. It takes less time to like filter and all that stuff. They look really cool. You can stack them up. It's, like, it's more of like a visual thing for me, I guess, too. Like, I'm like, oh, look how cool those things are. Sure. You know, I go places, I'm like, oh, I want those. So
Gotcha. All right.
Okay, my number 2 is, it's going to the fact that it's my perfect one. It's I already said earlier, a wide variety of beers. So I want a rewards program for some from the beer for trying these things. Even if you didn't like it, you're going to you mark down. I did it, and you get to certain levels, or at the end, the brewery does or the bar does something for you. I don't really care what it is. It's just the journey of experiencing all of them and going through the process. I would love that. My bar would like have that in there. I would love that.
Shit.
Does that show how much you drink though? At the same time, like I feel like if I hey, this guy had all 74 beers we brewed this year.
Maybe, but what
gallon of each
isn't
of
that
them.
just untapped? I mean,
I mean it is, yeah. Like,
Yeah, but not everybody checks that. You got this literally physically on
right,
the
it doesn't have to be on the wall.
It's like,
I'm just
look,
saying, like,
you could have,
there's a
first
program
place.
you check in. I had this one, but only the bar
It's
really
like,
knows.
shit,
Yeah.
Cody had like 50 beers in the past month.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, have you ever been to the Herat in Muncie?
No.
On the bar, there's like all these little plaques, and I think it's if you drank like 300 beers a year or something like that. And in my head, when I was at college, I was like, I want on that bar. But then I had to do the math. I'm like, man, if it's like $6 a pint and I drink 300, that's like half my year's worth of rent. Like I can't do that. And I'm eating pizzas when I'm here every time. Like I gotta stop. But like, I mean, it's a whole bar of this plaques of everyone that drank 300. So whatever.
Damn.
That's where you're buying the buckets with the beers in them, like
Oh yeah.
just to get mass quality. Discount just 5.
All right.
Well, it's my two.
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah.
Oh, I'm
So,
sorry, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say cheap beer.
Ooh.
I like discounted beer. I go to the Legion and it's like $2.50 for a beer on Thursdays. That is perfect for domestics and they're ice cold.
Okay, so like,
And me in this whole thing, I'm talking about my perfect like dive bar. So
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about breweries. Like I'm more of a dive bar guy. Breweries sometimes when we're going out, like or we just so happen to be out somewhere, and me and my wife go, and I obviously that doesn't really. I can't really say what I want in those because they're all different.
Yeah.
But my top dive bars, they got to be cheap as fuck. They got those deals.
so having
Absolutely.
deals and
Oh,
stuff.
absolutely.
Hey,
Food too, I guess.
our happy hour
Uh-uh.
is 22-ounce lager pours for $4, man.
When's that?
Every day of the week, first hour we're open, 4 to 5.
Driving from Bremen.
My number 2 is very similar to that. It's more, I guess, pricing, but kind of like it's just a thing that Three Floyds Brew Pub used to do. They had all of their beers, no matter what size it was. The size was what was different, but all of their beers were like $5. So it was so easy to budget. Like when I wanted to go there, it wasn't like, oh, like, am I going to be spending like $80 tonight because I'm going to be drinking this many beers or whatever? It's like if I have $40, I know that I can get, 6 to 8 beers, consistently of this type. If I am like, oh, I really want a zombie dust, that's all I want to drink tonight. It's really easy for me to like know, okay, I can be able to have a lot of them, But some places you go and you're like, oh, well, this is like $18 for this, pint of this like big beer, but then you go to someplace else and they're only selling like a snifter of it, and it's like $8. Huge price differences, but I like the consistency of pricing. I think that's a cool function in just altering the size of it.
Function.
Like that. My number 2, because my number 1 requires number 2. I'm going with a barrel program. When I go into a brewery or go into a place, like breweries, I think I'm thinking breweries the whole time. But if they have a barrel program, there again, the education on that is quite needing. It's kind of it's a focus, right? And I like some barrel aged beers, regardless of sour or stout or whatever else it is. And it just takes a lot of more attention to detail for a barrel age program to happen. So I always like to see some barrels somewhere, even if it's just 1 or 2. It's still a barrel program to me. So
Nice. All right, number 1, spoilers. It's food. I want spectacular food. I don't care if you want to go in pizza. Make sure it's spectacular. You don't have to offer other things. If you're going to be pizza. If you're going to be snacks, make sure they're premium snacks. I just want the food to be good. I don't care what food it is, because I can make that kind of decision and be like, oh, do I want beers and tacos today? Well, I know when I pick that place, I know the tacos are going to be great. Because it's premium food. I don't care what kind of food it is. Just decide what you're going to do, offer it, and make sure it's good. Yep. And Monday through Friday. Oh, I mean, Monday through Sunday.
Man.
Yeah, I would say my number one, spoilers, is music.
Oh.
But it's touch tunes, okay? That's because that's what anybody uses anymore. And I like to be in control of my music because I love being able to play some songs and seeing other people react to them and they vibe with it. And if they vibe with that certain song, I start kind of going with the playlist for the night. And so then they start vibing the whole night. I kid you not. There was one time I went to fucking Wild Crab, right? So fucking seafood boil. Who goes there anyway? For music, right? Yeah. So I played music on the touch tunes. We're in the bar, and whatever music I was playing, dude, the people behind us were jamming the whole time. As soon as a song came on that they didn't like, they actually left. I'm not even kidding. They're like, okay, they're good. Shoo, and they left. And I was like, what? I was like, damn it. I was like, no, they were loving every single song. And it was funny because I already played the songs. Like, I already put them in. And then they were vibing with every single one that I did except for like the last couple. And then they left. But no, that's why I love music. I'm an audiophile. I love it. I love when sounds crisp. I love to feel it around me. When I get drunker, it engulfs me. And like at my wedding, I was all up on there when the music started. I was just on the dance floor. Like music is my life. I have to listen to it every day. So when I can have it while I'm drinking, it enhances. And it's like, if I go to a spot that doesn't have music, I'm kind of like, it kind of like irks me where I'm like, fuck, I need music.
I definitely get that. Music is just like, it's just that extra thing. My number one is also food because the only thing that allows me to drink more is by eating. So it's like to keep the good times rolling, I need food so I can keep having a good time.
But he won't drink while he's eating, though.
That's true. I don't know why. It's just like...
So you got to pause, eat.
Yes, pause, eat, and then it's just like a big festival of just, like big time of amazingness.
We'll get like a new beer, and then all of a sudden, like his food's here, and then all of a sudden that beer starts getting warmer.
I baby it.
And I'm over here like... eating and fucking chugging.
There's been some events lately in our area where like they're pairing beers with food where you're supposed to have both at the same time. So you're just checking out on that?
Oh, he wouldn't be able to.
So I eat the food and then I just chug the beer.
But you're supposed to have both at the same time. Like a bite of this, then a sip.
See, it messes up my palate.
But what if they're purposely made to go together?
But I don't know. It's just my palate, man.
Is your background in like food?
Yeah.
Yeah, that explains everything.
Yeah.
He wants to taste the food, not.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Ingredients, all that flavor.
I have to taste it.
Because I'm like thinking of the back way. I'm like, all right, I have the beer side of that.
He's one of those dads where he's like, oh, you don't need sauce on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish this beer before I get into these wings because once I taste the buffalo, there's no more taste in anything in this beer. So I get it.
Gotta get handle everything how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, are you a fries before your burger kind of guy too?
I am actually.
Sometimes.
Yeah?
That one I can do kind of.
It just depends on the fry. Like if I think it can hold up while I'm eating, then I'll kind of do both.
Yeah.
If I think the fries are gonna go wilt really fast, I'll eat the fries.
Yeah, I get you. So my last one is fooders. If you know what a fooder is, it's the horizontal. Like take a barrel, stand it upright, make it massive, and put sour beer in it. It's more of a traditional mixed fermentation place. And the reason it is like I'm such a nerd when it comes to yeast. And sour yeast is just so unique to me and how it creates what it creates. And you could have the same yeast do two different things because of how the beer reacts to it and the barrels and stuff. So if a place has fooders, I'm probably going to be obsessed. I'm going to want to know everything about what's going on in the fooder, how old it's been in there, like all this stuff. Like it's more just like a nerdy geek out thing for me. I got spoiled with that from when I was in Asheville a lot, finding things there. So like, fooders for me are like my number one thing. I would love to have my own fooders kind of thing. So that's kind of how it works.
All right. So that was top shelf. We're going to boil it down into this beer. We're going to get our final thoughts and give us a score. We score from 0 to 5. Obviously, you're going to have to abstain from the scores on this, I guess, just because, you're a little bit biased.
I'm cool.
Sometimes we've brought a beer so you can jump in on it, but we didn't think about it this time. So sorry about that.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll go first. I think it was unique for a style that usually isn't unique. I do really like it. I believe you can drink it year round, but I feel like this is a lawnmower beer. This is a summer beer. It's very crisp. It drinks very easy. I can have a bunch of them. So I think it's very good to great. So I'm going to give it a great score. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5, 4.0. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's hard for me personally to give any lagers and stuff way high scores.
I'm in the same boat. You look at my lager scores. I'm like, it's a 4. And they're like, it's not that high. I'm like, no, it's high for me because it's beer. Like, it's not anything else. I agree with that.
But to me, a 4 out of 5 is great. Anything between 4 and 5 is in your great category. Cool. So 4.0
out of 5.
Out of 5.
Right. So, like I said, I love tasting the history of this. I love the can, so that's an awesome can. It reminds me, like I said, it's a beginner beer for people that don't know crafts. So for that makes me feel good because I love Miller Lite. And so for this, it kind of makes me feel like it's a good craft Miller Lite, but like there's more to it I can't explain. And I love it. And for that reason, I'm going to give it a 4.25 out of 5. I really enjoy this. I could probably have a whole ass 6-pack, 12-pack. I could be enjoying this all the time.
Scott.
I agree. This is definitely one of my more favorite styles of this beer and everything in terms of flavor. I would probably definitely give it a 4.25 as well. I mean, it's pretty fantastic.
It's a pretty simple question and answer here, but would we order this at a bar if was it available? That's a resounding yes.
Oh, definitely.
I wouldn't even have to think about it. I'd be like, oh, I remember that beer, definitely.
Yep.
And the next part, I'm gonna play our sponsor. Check them out. They're called Hop Station.
Looking for a cool craft beer bar? Hop Station Craft Bar has over 30 rotating taps and hundreds of bottles and cans to enjoy. They also do can purchases for carryout. Not a fan of beer? Well, you're in luck because they have a unique cocktail menu as well. So come enjoy the arcade games, dart boards, and the pool table. Oh, did we forget to mention the food? Whether you want street tacos or delicious pizza, you can't go wrong. With the outdoor patio, it won't be hard for you to find the perfect spot to relax. So head down to Hop Station, the #1 craft beer bar in Indiana. You'll find them on 318 Union Street, Mishawaka, Indiana.
Yeah. Now we in this motherfucker rapping like a freestyle. Goodbye, sweaty in this motherfucker. Gonna run a mile in this. Yeah. I'm infinite when I'm spitting it, and I'm killing this shit like I'm Freddy Krueger on the motherfucking L Street, and I'm doing this shit on the beat, and I'm running it like I'm gunning it, and I'm going to the mall, gonna kill them all, gonna do this shit now. It's Halloween, bitch, and I'm coming in fall. Free no copyright beat 2024 Infinite Rap. OG Panda Beats on YouTube. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are still here live at Toms Brewing with Cody.
Whoop, whoop.
What's up, guys?
And Scott. And
I'm
Bruce.
Scott.
Yep, that's me. And Honer.
Oh, hey guys, what's up? I'm the host, man. I love this shit, dude. And we got the second beer going on. What is it, Bruce?
Oh, that's right. It's my beer. I was busy giving away swag. I didn't look it up.
Swack. Remember that? Swack.
I said swag.
I wasn't talking to you.
SWAKK.
Yeah, back in our day, it was swack.
Swack.
SWAQ.
That sounds dumb. Your day sounds dumb.
So does yours. Nobody's heard of it. 'Cause you're so old.
Because they didn't have print
They didn't
back
have.
then.
They didn't have days back
Got
then.
Plain white shirts to match our plain white underwear.
What a loser.
Oh, whoa.
Tiny
Pew, pew,
boys.
pew.
Socks up to your knees.
Yep.
Shorty shorts.
Underwear also down to your knees.
No. All right, we're having Marty Animal 2024 edition. Toms Brewing Company, a stout imperial double pastry, 14.5% ABV with no listed IBUs. 98 people have checked this in for an average score of 4.13. It's pretty high. Toms Brewing is at a four-way in Indiana. The details on the style guide said, a big roasty imperial stout blended with chocolate, cinnamon, vanilla, and graham cracker. It should taste cinnamon rich, smooth, sweet, and creamy. What does everyone else think?
How's it taste, Scott?
I gotta try it first.
That is some deep chark.
So I'll tell you what. When I went to go take the first sip, I always try to smell a little bit before I sip.
As you sip.
Yeah, and wow, chocolate notes just right up in there.
That's what I tasted, like some dark
That's-
chocolate.
That's pretty good. I'm not a stout guy. It's a pretty good stout.
It is
Pretty good
barrel
stout.
aged.
Do what?
Yes, if it's barrel aged.
Not technically. Technically, not technically. You know.
Because like I like that. I don't like barrel aged flavor, but I'm like one of the not a chocolate guy either.
Yeah.
So like if it had that barrel flavor in it, I would not like it as much. But this is delicious.
Thanks, man.
It's very I wouldn't say desserty.
I mean, kind of. That's kind of the goal.
I would say it's not desserty, like a heavy dessert. It's more of that, like, I just need that little something, you know, like when you want that little sweet, you know, after a meal. Or
Well,
something
me,
like
I
that.
could
That would be
I could always
perfect.
go.
This would
with-
be perfect.
This has got vanilla in it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I could taste a little vanilla in it, and I like that.
So
And that kind of always saves me when I
Yeah.
drink a chocolate drink.
I mean, for me, when this beer first came alive, I wanted a dessert beer that wasn't overly sweet. So I wanted it to have everything I wanted it to be in a dessert beer, but I want it to be not like, hey, this is only a 6 ounce or only a 3 ounce pour kind of thing. So, you know, we're drinking 6 ounce pours of it today, but like, I want it to be able to have. I mean, ABV is a little high this year, but well, and that was my fault. So.
Hey,
But
honestly,
I don't taste it. It doesn't taste boozy.
No, I feel like
Yeah,
it,
no.
it,
Yeah.
it's
still
warming.
smooth, yeah.
It's for sure warming. That's a little public safety alert going off on our phones there.
It's the second one, man.
It's been happening a lot here in Fort Wayne. It's a wild time here.
I gotta go.
No, I really like it. It's roasty. It's not thick. I'm glad the cinnamon is a light touch because that's usually the problem with some stouts that say they have cinnamon. They go too.
it's a little
they,
too
they go
much.
too much. This is like cookie-esque, you know, like a
Very
nice dark
good
cookie.
blend of the flavors.
It's fall. This is winter.
I could definitely
spring.
drink this during Christmas too.
I'm not
like-
saying I couldn't have it during the summer, but like I think it fits nicely into the cooler seasons.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, this is kind of I had to pull these kind of out of the back room kind of thing because it's technically a Mardi Gras release. So that's kind of where
February?
the background. Yeah. So it's like February, like late February, early March, depending on when that falls.
That's perfect.
Yeah, so we actually this year took third place in the spice category with us at Brewers Cup. So I'm currently 2 for 2 on my entries in Brewers Cup as a commercial brewer, which is kind of fun.
Congratulations.
Yeah, very lucky. Knock on some wood that keeps going. But it was in the spice category this year with the idea of the cinnamon. My first year I did this was my other brewery I was with before I started here. I didn't realize that, you know, hey, the cinnamon flavor at package day and the cinnamon flavor 2 months from package day changes. It is super cinnamon at this point now. I have a couple bottles left still sitting in my cellar at home, and it's a little dry because of the cinnamon flavor in that now. So I really liked how this one came out. The ABV is a little higher than I would like it to be. I want to be more around the 12s. Long story short on that, we brewed it the day before Thanksgiving, or the night before the day before Thanksgiving, so the Tuesday of Thanksgiving week. My birthday was that Wednesday. I had this idea that we were going to do a bottle share between me and the owner and the other brewer. Long story short, they started the beer for me. I came in after school, started to finish the beer. They had plans, had to leave. I had all these barrel Imperial Stouts sitting here by myself. I left at 1 o'clock, probably needed a ride home. Stayed longer because I couldn't drive home. Forgot what we were actually doing that day. And boiled it for a little too long. So I actually got less volume of this beer than I wanted, so it caused the ABV to kind of kick up a little bit because we boiled it down a little longer. I don't mind it because it's it don't taste 14 and a half.
Yeah, you don't taste
no,
it.
not at all.
But it also didn't go to that like syrup imperial stout where
No,
it's
it
like,
didn't.
which is cool. So, this is like I love this beer. It's a beer that my wife challenged me to brew. I say this like every podcast I'm ever on. Like half my beer ideas are my wife. She says stuff and I say no way, and then I sit on it and sit on it and sit on it, and next thing you know I'm doing it. And that's how this beer came alive. So,
Well, I mean, so the can says 15, but guide says 14 and a half. But I mean, I tell you what, it barely even drinks like a 10. Like I mean, it's crazy how smooth.
No, it doesn't even taste like an imperial.
It's like a special dark,
Yeah,
not Nestle, Hershey bar,
yeah.
but not like gooey. It's not syrupy. It's just, it's got that small, salty, dark chocolate bite, but it's not heavy into it.
This is absolutely one of the like stout flavors that are like it's more like the pastry stouts that we've had.
Yeah.
I like
and
those.
I've never had a king cake stout before. Is that
That's kind of the
a
goal.
special?
Mardi
Based
Gras.
off the
Mardi
king-
Gras.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So at Mardi Gras, they have king cakes. They're glorified, basically a cinnamon roll that's in like an oval shape. Think of like cinnamon, like bread.
Okay.
So it's an oval shape. They frost it in vanilla or lemon icing and the sprinkles and all this crap. And
It's kind of like the ode to that.
yeah, so like my wife and I are big Mardi Gras people. We really love New Orleans. We like to travel. And kind of how it's worked for me is my travels then turn into my beers. Things I like, what I find, I want to recreate that. And so 2020 was supposed to be the year of my wife and I doing whatever we wanted. Okay, I was turning 30 that year. We went to Chinese New Year in New York City the same day that they announced COVID started in Seattle. We then February went to Mardi Gras, and that's probably a super spreader event at that point. Came back, school closed like 3 days after I got back from Mardi Gras, and never reopened for the year. And I had flights to Paris to go to, or flights to Paris to go to Munich for Oktoberfest for my birthday. That didn't happen. But this magical beer came out of that because I brewed it at home as a home brewer the first time in 2020. And then a first time commercially in 2022, and then in 2023 we brewed it here for the first time. So, yeah, it's like
good use of your time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
something I've always. We're gonna do it every year. This year we're actually secret to your listeners who are not Fort Wayne people. We are gonna try to do a fruited variant because king cake traditionally is vanilla and cinnamon and a bready character.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say. Like, are you going to serve it with some beignets and a raspberry jam? Because that would go
Yeah,
well
it would
with
be
this.
cool, right?
Right?
So our kitchen does a really good job on taking what we make with beers for our events. We're going to throw a Mardi Gras party. There will be a special kitchen menu. Last year they did their own king cake and stuff, which is cool. But if you ever have a king cake, and 9 times out of 10 you get them from a grocery store down there during that time, there's a box on the side a box on the side of the box, and it's got like original and then all these fruit, and there's a little check mark, and that's kind of how the little check mark on there on the can is kind of inspired by. But when I did this the first time at my old brewery, I did a blueberry variant for a festival at Toms, and it went over crazy. It was awesome, like 4.75 on Untapped. It was awesome. So I'm thinking this year I'm going to do this beer again in January. I'm going to barrel age some traditionally till next January, and then we're going to do, I think, a blueberry variant this year as well. So, and then we'll have
So it's going to be a blueberry stout?
yeah.
Okay.
So same flavor as you're tasting now, and then there will be blueberry character in it too.
I love chocolate-covered blueberries, so
yeah, it just
I'm in.
sounds so
I have
magical.
never heard of
and like I said,
chocolate
not
covered
a
blueberries like
not
he
a big
just said,
stout.
but I like blueberries.
Yeah.
You've never had a chocolate-covered blueberry?
No, I've had chocolate covered strawberries.
Okay. Well, no, it's not raw fruit. They get freeze. They freeze dry them,
it.
and then they cover them in chocolate and freeze them. So it's like
It's like the chocolate covered like espresso beans and coffee beans. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, same thing. They just do like it's like not real fruit in there. I mean, it's real fruit, but it's not at the time real fruit.
Right.
Like
No, yeah.
dehydrated or frozen or
I've
whatever.
never heard of that. That's crazy.
it's so good.
But yeah, it will probably be a variant in-house only type, like one keg off for the Mardi Gras party we throw this year. If it goes over really well, I'd love to do different cans for those variants. But for now, it's this can, and we'll do some smoothie sours as well for the event. We did a Bananas Foster last year. That's awesome.
Do like a blueberry on a float Going down Mardi Gras for the
Yeah,
can.
it's cool. I mean, and the girl who does our cans did an awesome job too on this one. I was like, hey, I want an alligator floating in the bayou with cans floating around him and a king cake raft. And she just took it and ran with it, and it looks freaking awesome.
Yeah, artwork really. Is amazing.
I've been trying to get a poster made of it for my office forever because I think I'm so happy with how it comes out.
So when you do the batches, are they? Do you normally do like smaller batches, or are they just normal size and you just kind of go from there? Whatever it is.
It's kind of like for this beer. Like last year, I only did a 5-barrel batch, so about 155 gallons. Because of the boil off, I got down to about 4 gallons before the yeast was added, and then it ferments out. We lose a little bit, and we did some projects with some stuff. So we only got roughly 3 barrels of finished beer on this one. This next year, we're going to do 10. We've increased our volumes now with using some things to kind of thin out the mash so it drains better in our system. We'll do 10 this year. We'll barrel age probably 2 barrels, so 110 gallons probably barrel age, and then we'll package the rest as normal. And then what we'll do is for the variant this year, we'll take a normal keg and send it to sit on some blueberry puree, and then it'll be a one-off keg and tab. So.
All right. So, hey, we still got some questions to ask them. So we're going to hit up the second segment.
Who?
What?
When?
Where?
Where?
Why?
And how?
All right, everybody. Welcome to Beer Flights with me and Bruce.
Bruce. This is where we're going to hit you up with some hard
Oh
questions,
yeah,
man.
so we actually
like this.
have a couple dudes in the back that are gonna come out and tie you down.
That's cool.
Because you're gonna have to answer everything.
That's cool.
Lamp in your
Hey,
face.
I do want to say, when I talked to Bruce on the phone about this interview, he told me I was going to be fair warned about my questions. I was not.
Ooh.
So he forgot to send this to me.
No forgetting. We got to set him up. Thinking that it's going to be easy. He's going to get these questions and boom.
Like this morning, I texted him, I'm like,
1-2
I haven't
punch.
heard from you guys. Are we doing this still today? Because I was like, I expected some questions. And then,
I was like,
He's already been here with the questions, like sitting here.
yeah,
on
he's
the
like
sofa.
sitting in the dark. Like, so
These are
that's why that threw me off in the top 5. I was like, oh,
I was gonna say these are the first times I'm seeing the questions too.
here we go. I
We
guess.
all got surprised.
That's
so
right.
this very first one, this usually actually fucks
makes
up.
people cry.
It fucks up a lot of our guests mentally. It takes them out, and we've heard from doctors to stop asking it.
But for you, we brought it back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
that sounds good. I like that.
so who are you?
Oh, yeah. That's a good question. I am Cody Moon. I am a beer fan, a beer brewer, a beer seller, a beer enthusiast, I guess you can say. I'm a dad now.
Whoop, whoop.
That's good.
Congratulations, my guy.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I think, that question could go a lot of ways. It really does kind of hurts your head to think about. I think, the big thing about me is because of my past life, I'm a big believer you get one life to live, and you live it to the fullest, and you do whatever you need to do to make that happen. And that's kind of my motto on stuff. So, take risks. Don't play it safe. Enjoy life, and wake up each day being thankful, and go to bed each day being thankful, and have fun. So that's kind of my motto on that.
And from talking to you off air, man, like you've kind of hit like, you know what I mean? You kind of get hit with it, and you just kind of go with the flow.
Yeah.
It sounds like. So I mean, that was honestly one of the better responses we've gotten from people, because I mean, I feel the exact same way with that. I mean, you just kind of go with the punches, man. Like you can't stress out about too much. It just happens, and then you just. I gotta deal with it. You can't really. I feel like you don't have enough time to stress about it.
Oh yeah.
It just goes.
Oh,
You
yeah. I'll be 34 in November, and I lost both my parents early to cancer, and I, started dating my wife at 23 years old. So it's like I've had a good long time with her, and have a kid now, and we love that. But it's like I've been through some stuff, and I like to think that like that makes me who I am, and I enjoy it. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Living the millennial dream.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just living anybody's dream, really, man. I brew beer for a living. I sell beer. I do social media for a brewery. Like, I can't really complain, dude. I got 2 days off with my 5-month-old boy at home. Watch a hell of a lot of Disney. watch some sports. You know, it's a good time,
That's
man.
that's the dream right there,
Dude,
brother.
you know, I make enough money to
Hey,
survive.
bro,
I
you know?
remember those days. Like you're playing
Cheers to that,
NCAA,
bro.
you're playing NCAA football. The
Dude.
kid's taking a nap right there, and they wake up. Oh, pause.
I'm telling you, you know what came out this July? This year's for the first time in 10 years, NCAA football.
Yeah.
So it could not have been a better time for my wife to say, "Oh, I don't think I want to do the daycare life. What if you leave your teaching job and stay home with him 2 days a week?" And I said, "Oh, that's really nice." And I just bought the new Xbox, and I just bought college football, and boy, is it! But now my boy doesn't take naps anymore, so now I can't play. Like,
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I'm like nap. Yeah, he doesn't do that anymore. He's like,
that's when you give him a controller, just not plug it in.
Yeah.
Plug it in. Everything's wireless now. I'm thinking of Nintendo 64.
Dated yourself there.
Yeah, but I get
Showed my age there, yeah.
I get that because that's what I
Oh, he deflated and died,
was
folks.
that was
He deflated and died.
I get that for sure. Because I used to do that to my niece and nephew too. And I know we're showing our ages, but we're in the 30s, bro. You know, like, you
Look
do
how
that.
good you're
Showing
doing.
our ages. We're freaking 30. We're acting like
Fuck
we're like
you.
Oh, I
50.
He's like 80. And
Hey.
like, so,
Oh, I thought
but
you
no,
were
for real though, I think I actually did that with my brother growing up. I'm pretty sure that motherfucker.
Look
acted
how
like,
good you're doing.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's like, yeah, he's playing with me, and I'm like, doing so good. This is great. I'm hanging out with my brother.
Speaking of things that are good, what is Two Toms Brewing?
Toms Brewing, man, is a brewery here in Fort Wayne. We've been here for 6 years. Ran by the owner, Tim Carpenter. Really, we got 3 brew guys: me, Tim Duffy, and then Tom Carpenter. We're really known for our hazies, our stouts, our IPAs, our sours, and now really starting to take over the lagers too. We're adventurous. We're super unique on the idea that we want to push the limits, but we also want to be classic, and we want to do that kind of stuff. So, I think we're at the point now where the company where we're really expanding distribution and production, and getting to a point where like we're really pushing to be a lot, covering a lot of the state more than just here in Fort Wayne.
Nice. I'll double up on here. What was it like, or describe when you got the invite to join Two Toms?
Oh man, that was a whirlwind, man. I've known Tom before he ever opened this place. I sold him home brewing equipment at one point before everything happened, and at the time I sold him home brewing equipment, he had Dark Necessity as his Imperial Stout that a lot of people in the homebrew community here in town knew about. We have a really nice homebrew club here in Fort Wayne. And it's the artwork that's on the wall behind us. It's the beer that's in that barrel I talked about over there a little bit ago. And I said, hey, I'll take $5 off if you bring me one of those bottles that everyone's talking about on the internet. And so he brought me one. I drove to my friend's house instantly, and we cracked it open. And it was like, oh, my gosh, dude, this is so good. And we watched him really blossom and really bloom into one of the, I would consider one of the top-tier breweries here in the city. And always been a role model of mine, always been someone I've looked up to, and brought him beers for samples as a home brewer. Picked his brain when I went to the commercial side from home brewing. How I volunteered in his brew room for an entire summer when I was off for school, working to learn how commercial breweries work before I took my commercial brewing job. And for him to ask me that and give me the opportunity to come on this team and trust me to do a lot of different jobs for him, and very blessed, very thankful. Couldn't work for a better guy. He's an awesome dude to know, awesome dude to work for, and very blessed, man. It was a cool opportunity, and was not expecting it at all. I had one of our regulars here that I know now. At the time, I was at a beer event here, serving a beer, and she goes, "Oh, you should really join the Two Toms team." And I was like, "Oh, that would be an honor, lady. Like, it'd be great." And then about 4 hours later, Tom walked up and said, "Hey, you got time to sit down this week? I have a question I want to ask you." And he was like, I was like, "Yeah, sure." We sat down. And he's like, "Hey, I'm thinking about opening this position. Would love for you to come on to the team if you want it." And I was like, "Let me sign that paper, dude. Let me sign it. Like, let's go. Let's go back to the brewery. I'll sign today.
Heck yeah.
Let's go." Very thankful, and got me back into town, and it was cool. Very thankful.
That's awesome, dude. So, when did you find your love of brewing beers? I know we're all like beer lovers, but
Yeah.
like, it takes the percentage to be like, "Phew, I love this, and I need to make my own."
Yeah, I think, I always say I'm more autistic than artistic, and I am not musically talented either. And so I really enjoyed, like, mean, I grew up. My dad drank Bud Light and Budweiser my entire life. You know, it's like it's right around. It's it's a beer to drink. And my friend in Indy, he was dating a girl that was friends with the girl I was dating at the time. He was like, "Oh, I just turned 21. My dad goes to Sun King. Try this Sunlight Cream Ale. It's a tastier Bud Light." And I'm like,
Ooh,
yeah.
hot take. I don't like.
Wait,
I don't like it.
Wait,
But
don't like it.
Hey, this is 2010 though. Okay.
Still don't like it.
I couldn't even tell you what beers tasted like back then.
Nah, and
That's
so-
when we were just started.
That's
like,
what.
Yeah, you guys were like
Yeah, that's just
12
me.
years old.
Yeah, it's
No,
just-
we were
yeah,
freshly out of
it's-
high school.
Oh, I guess hold
Freshman
on.
in high school.
Hold on. I guess I've a little bit habits. It was 2012 when I started drinking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
that was
you go.
better.
I was
There you go.
out of
2010. I was
Okay.
I was
Okay.
not 21 yet.
Wait,
I was out of college in 2002.
when did you
so-
become 21?
In 2011.
2011.
We were 19.
So we were about 2013.
You guys are the same age, millennials.
About
I'm
2013
Gen
is when we
X.
turned
Oh
21,
yeah,
right?
2013.
Yeah, 2013 is when we actually were able
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get it.
But so he introduced me to Sun King cream ale, and then he started going in there with his dad a lot. Got onto Osiris, introduced me to IPAs. I was like, oh, that's weird. We chased Zombie Dust back in the day when you couldn't get it. Found it for $6 a 12-ounce bottle at a liquor store in Muncie. We drove it to Indianapolis, had it together, and it just became a thing that I was like so obsessed with, like the idea of like the culinary side of beer. Yeah. Like it's the same thing as food. Like it just was super interesting that like you make these things out of grain and you would just throw stuff in a fermenter and whatever happens. It was kind of magical. And so my wife and I started dating in 2014 in August. In December that year was our first Christmas together. She was like, "Oh, what do I get you?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. We've only been dating for 5 months." And so I went all Harry Potter for her. She went all beer for me. Bought me my first homebrew kit. I didn't brew it for 9 months. We brewed it with her dad 9 months later. In the same week, we brewed batch 1, 2, 3, and 4 because we fell in love after batch 1. And then it took over every hobby I had. I stopped playing video games. I stopped golfing. I stopped fishing. I stopped doing all this stuff. Funneled everything into brewing. I went from small 1 gallon all grain batches to 5 gallon extract to 5 gallon all grain. Then I was kegging. I was packaging. I was doing all this stuff at home, and I did that for 8 years. And then I got an opportunity to open up a brewery with another guy in a different town, and I took it and ran with it and had a good success there, and then got offered here. So
What's crazy is you kind of run with it, and then all of a sudden it just explodes, and
Yeah.
it's one of those things that just kind of calms your mind.
Oh, yeah.
And, like what video games used to do,
Yeah.
what all this stuff used to do, but you're actually working, creating something.
yeah.
And that's kind of how I felt when I started video editing. I was just like, oh, I started losing my, I started going,
Yeah.
honing in onto it.
Yep.
Honer.
Oh no.
And then, but yeah, so like when you started brewing, man, what just happened to be your favorite style of beer to brew and also drink?
Yeah, it was instantly like right into IPAs. I was like, I want to do everything at hoppy. I want to be a hophead. I want to do all this stuff, and then it just quickly changed to I instantly wanted to be like, how can I recreate Zombie Dust? How can I recreate Oberon? How can I recreate Breakfast Stout from Founders when that was really big, when they were still doing CBS and KBS on a very limited release. And I was like, how can I do all these things? And I just started bouncing around. And then I got to a point that I was like, how can I put, I go travel somewhere and be like, this beer has donuts in it. How do I do a donut beer? And then you have Hopler releasing Amish Crack, and you're like, how the hell did he pull that off? Like, how can I do that? Like, oh, I went this place, and they put ice cream powder in a beer. How do I pull that off? And, it just it just went down a hill. Like I said earlier, like my wife is probably 85% inspiration on my beers because she throws out some dumbass idea, and then I'm like, yeah, that is never going to work. Like, get off the idea of it. Stop. It's dumb. And then I sit on it, and then I'm like, hey, that time we were in the car and we were talking about beers and you said that? And I was like, I think I'm going to do it. And she's like, oh, now you want to listen to me? And it was kind of terrible for a while because as a home brewer, she'd throw these ideas out. And down the street here, we have a brewery called Fortlandia. They're a 1-barrel brew house. So each finished batch is 31 gallons. They were doing all sorts of shit. She's like, oh, put candy in a beer. Next thing you know, they're doing a Sour Patch Kids beer. Put this in a beer. Tom is doing that. It's like all these guys in town were doing it after I said I couldn't do it as a home brewer. So
yeah, I guess I've had an idea since we've been here. So
Yeah.
can I get your wife's number so I can tell her so you'll listen?
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Because I would like you to do a sour in a tequila barrel.
Oh, he's been trying to.
You know, I
limes,
saw that on the
I lo-
menu.
I think it's on the menu
I
right
saw
now.
it on the
Oh,
menu.
hey,
Yeah,
you got to try it.
I think it's we have a Paloma inspired tequila barrel aged sour.
Like a
Yeah.
lime,
Paloma
a
inspired
lime,
by-
it was lime.
a lime gosa instead of a tequila barrel sounds really good.
When you're saying Paloma, what is it? That
It's like grapefruit and tequila and think of like the Paloma. Like
is it like a
drink.
mixed drink?
Yeah, it's a cocktail.
I've never had it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we'll pour a little
so-
sample of that before we guys leave.
Shit, man. Fuck, man.
Oh, go back to Top Shelf. Number 1A, free samples.
You guys are trying to win me over now.
All right, so this is for everybody listening right now. How can we find Two Toms? This is social media,
Yeah.
address, anything.
Yep. So we are on Wells Street in Fort Wayne, Indiana, right next to the zoo. Or if you know where the Edie's ice cream plant is here, it's right next to that. Social media is Toms Brewing for most everything. I think if you would follow us on social media, TwoTomsBrewing.com or Toms Brewing on Facebook and Instagram. We also have we used to have a Fisher's Tap Room that we closed down this summer. We then converted that social media to Two Toms on the Go, and I am slowly plugging where you can find our stuff on distro. So like in the Valpo area, we have Washington Street Tap Room that normally has our stuff pretty regularly.
Hop Station.
Hop Station, yeah, we're gonna do a party there next Saturday for the Serial Killer beers. Like I can plug those and say, hey, here's where this beer is at. Here's where you can find it. Right now, we are in a lot of the northern area of Indiana. Mishawaka, South Bend, Goshen, Ligonier, Crown Point, Valpo, all those over there. We're in Indy, we're in Lafayette, we're in Muncie, we're in Bloomington. Really, anything south from Bloomington, we're not around, except for Evansville. We have someone who we meet and trade kegs, so they can take kegs back to Evansville for us.
You guys hit the festival circuit too
Yeah,
often?
yeah, we try to hit that pretty heavily. This is the first year that we've ever been like really distroing up north and in Lafayette and Muncie. So next year you're gonna probably see us at more of those festivals because it pushes our distro accounts. So
We're looking for a pour partner. Next year, when we go to festivals, we'd like to be the ones pouring as well.
oh, okay,
So we can, do your pouring for you.
yeah. I mean, I like to go and talk, so it's either my wife pours or I can get you guys to pour. So
Hey,
I'm
I'll
not-
be talking too.
Yeah, I like to.
I'll walk away.
Yeah. I do a lot of talking when I go to see my wife is a trooper when she's there pouring with me. But yeah, we could for sure throw you guys up the table with us and pour some beer.
I just want to say also that
It'd be a double tent,
Yeah.
I just want to say also your Twitter is Two Toms C.
I don't even know if we have a we have
You
Twitter.
do. You do.
Yeah. Well,
I just want to say because I was trying to.
It's not good when the
Tag.
social media guys go, I don't think I have a Twitter.
I wasn't even given that.
No, it's all right. It's because it says Two Toms Brewing Co. But I think the C is for Co. So it's like Two Toms C. It might be an older one, but I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
So
Who
if you guys
knows
are
what
out there, Twitter Two Toms C.
Isn't it X now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Be that guy.
I love, dude, bro. I can't help. I tweet. Okay?
I used to tweet so bad. It's
I'm more of like a horror Twitter is what our account has turned into.
Okay.
Because I'm like, all right, like it's like I just tweet whatever the fuck, and me and my wife are always watching horror.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what day or month.
Yeah.
I'm just like that's our time.
I see. I still follow like the high school football account that's produces everything around here because my high school is doing really well this year. So I follow that still on Twitter, but that's about it.
Speaking about doing really well, how do you guys feel about this beer?
Oh, so good. So good.
Very.
It only got better. I don't throw this around too often, but as stouts go for me,
Put
this
your pants
is
up.
going to be a 5-star. 5-star, 5.0.
You like the chocolate?
I'm really enjoying this. It's like I said, you don't feel the alcohol. It's chocolate without slamming you in the face. It's just enough dark that I like that kind of vibe of dark chocolate over a milk chocolate or anything like that. It's easy to drink. I could have another one and then that'd be trouble, right? So 14% in that.
Here comes treble.
So I'm gonna give this a 5-star. 5-star banger, guys.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm giving a 3.75. It's good for a stout. Like I said, I'm not a chocolate guy.
Damn, dude, I thought we were friends.
We are.
Hey, that's still
Yeah, no,
that's a B. That's still a B.
I'm kidding.
Hey, you got the stout dudes that like it. I don't.
He
like
said earlier he
anything
doesn't like
stouts.
stouts, so this is gonna be interesting.
No, but he likes Dark Lord, which is like his.
But that's
Yeah.
that's like another animal. Wouldn't you
Yeah,
agree?
that's,
That's kind of a whole nother animal.
Well, anyway, so this is my
so
moment,
that is
right?
a whole other-
This is my
Everyone
moment, right?
shut up.
So,
Yeah, just shut up. Your
So-
moment's over.
like everybody knows, if you listen to the show, I don't like chocolate. This is really good for what it's doing. It's dark chocolate, which is I don't like ever.
Yeah.
But it's drinkable. I drank it. I just kept going. Like it was good enough for me, like 3.75. But if you try to give me another one, I'd say no. But I enjoyed my first taste because my first glass, because I'm like, all right, it's actually something different than I usually don't like.
Okay.
So it is a good accomplishment because you made me like something I
No,
don't like.
I can appreciate that.
So
So
appreciate this then. Well, I jumped over.
Jumped over the table. Wait. Honer jumping? No one's gonna believe that.
I jumped over the table. He jumped off the barrels, and we just
Yeah.
started fighting.
Oh shit! You touched the barrels?
Yeah,
no,
don't
he
touch
did.
barrels.
No, he did. I said he jumped
No,
off.
I won't even touch those things.
Scott.
So as a non-stout lover, I would give this a 4.75.
Whoa.
Yeah, because the biggest plus behind it is the alcohol content to taste ratio, I guess you can say, if that makes sense. I mean, the fact that it is so heavy with such a smooth taste that completely eliminates all of that burn that you would normally get from a higher alcohol content beer. I mean, quite honestly, it's amazing what they were able to do with such a high content beer to taste ratio.
I agree. Like usually when we get these really good ones like this, I first thing I think of is like, what else would I would do to it? Like, oh, can I take this and add this and make it a little bit better?
Yeah.
I don't know. My thought wasn't to change it. It was just
I
like,
don't
I
know.
want this to stay where it was.
No, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else you could do. I mean, I guess that means it's a 5, honestly, to me. I mean, might have to revise it because if I don't know what to do to make it better, I mean, I guess that has to be a 5.
This is your scale. So
yeah, I mean, I guess I do have to call it a 5 because, like I said, I mean, as a non-stout lover, I could have multiple of these, and I guess that's the really big thing about it is that if you can take something that I don't like and you can make me want another one, you've done something.
Correct.
I mean, like you've had to have done something.
Look him in the eyes when you say that. Don't look at me.
Yeah.
You've done something.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, that's what I want. Yeah,
He wants the eye contact.
yeah. I'm like, hey,
he can't label what the something is.
Yeah.
but
I mean,
he'll look at you that way.
And I will say, I mean, it does kind of all follow the theme of something like the average taste from an average place. You don't get that here. You do get that more authentic. I think that's what the word I want to use. Authentic taste of what it should be. Like I appreciate the beers that I've tried so far. That's a really good way to say I
like that.
appreciate the beers that I've tried so far. They've very good to the styles.
Yeah, you've had places that are like local and they just taste like they just started.
Yeah, it's
And
like,
this is
oh yeah,
not
they
anything
just
like
started the beer. But it's like, no. There's care behind this. There was thought behind this, they were concerned about the flavor profile. I mean, it's very, very good. It's not
I actually really appreciate that review because
Yeah, dude.
like
You
I
didn't
said
appreciate
before,
mine?
I do. I
no,
appreciate.
he told you to shut up.
I know. I do appreciate the idea that like that's what like you said earlier. You're not a chocolate guy, and that's what you hit it for. I'm cool with that. No, it like so. This beer has been like a baby of mine for a minute now, but I've only ever brewed it 3 times ever. Okay, it's never been the same size batch. I brewed a 5-gallon batch, I brewed a 110-gallon batch, and I brewed a 155-gallon batch. This year, I'm doing 320-gallon batch. So it's like for me to be able to recreate what I mean. I think I'd have to look at Untapped, but my other one sits at the other brewery I used to work for. Like it's been that like I had a good reviews when I was a home brewer, and then I had a good at last year at that place, and now this place. I do appreciate that idea that like
No problem, dude.
yeah, it's like, you know, it's a culinary experience for me, and I want it to taste like that. I want to take you to New Orleans. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want when I do this New Orleans party and the beers I create, like, I want you to feel like, hey,
Beignets.
Yeah.
Raspberry jam.
Well, see,
Yeah.
and I guess that's, you know, kind of what I was trying to say. Like, you can tell that like the care and thought was put into, okay, what do I need to do to make this beer this?
Yeah, I love
you know?
that, man.
And like
Yeah.
you can tell that that's what it took to make that.
They actually care what they're doing.
Yes, I mean, like, yeah,
I've tasted places that taste like glue, bro.
yeah. I mean, yeah. You go into some places, you know, like for as much as you know, yeah, you want to kind of be like, oh, good job, bro. You know, it's like, yeah, this does kind of taste like socks.
Yeah.
You know, like, but
something's dirty here.
I mean,
All right, so
Yeah,
Scott
this
can go
is
on
good.
for hours. So we're
I
gonna
really
go ahead
could.
and cut
Yeah,
him
this
off
is
right
a
now.
5 for me. Yeah,
We're gonna
go
cut
ahead,
him off
bro.
right now.
You
We're
know
gonna
where
go
you
ahead-
can also get other great brews? Right here at our next sponsor.
Do you want to find a hidden gem in the Midwest craft beer scene? If so, your search is over. The Niles Brewing Company is a nano brewery that produces some of the finest craft beer in the Midwest, with several award-winning brews and more to come, thanks to the expertise of master brewer Brandon Townsley. Be sure to check Facebook and Instagram for updates on upcoming events. On Sundays, you can enjoy a delectable brunch collaborated with Jim's Smokin' Cafe from noon to 2 p.m., accompanied by mimosa and Bloody Mary flight specials all day long. The brewery is located in Niles, Michigan, which features a social district downtown where patrons can enjoy their drinks outside on the sidewalk of Niles. For those seeking exceptional food, outstanding beers, and events that offer great company and entertainment, Niles Brewing Company is located at 206 East Main Street, Niles, Michigan, 49120. It is the ideal destination.
Oh yeah. Now I'm back up in this bitch. I'm chilling with my boys in the shit. My boy over there got a kid. Now we're hanging out. Loving this shit, we're hanging out. We loving this shit. We at 2 Toms Brewing and we loving it. Scott over there giving 5 and shit. Bruce is still a bitch, but we loving everything that we drink. And
I'm
we
your
doing-
bitch.
Whoa, what happened? I don't know what that meant, but I'ma go with it. And I just doing what I do when I'm with it. And I just chilling and I'm in Fort Wayne. And I just doing what I do, Will Smith. And I just slapping motherfuckers in the face. And I... Oh yeah, free for profit, hard bouncy trap type beat or color on YouTube. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Drunk with Buds. We are live recording at 2 Toms Brewing.
Fort Wayne.
We have Cody Moon.
What up?
We got Scott
I'm Scott.
and Bruce.
Hey.
All right, so we got the final beer.
I'm gonna start.
That's right.
I'm Cody. That's what I'm starting.
Yeah, he's Cody.
He's Cody, bitch.
We're having Benevolent Commotion, batch number 4 from 2 Toms, a sour other, 5% ABV. 8 people have checked it in. There is no scores yet. So with our ratings on Untapped today, should put them over the crescendos for it to finally tell us what the overall rating is. 2 Toms is, again, out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. You should visit them if you're in the area. The style guide says, a beautiful blend of 3 and 1-year-old sours aged in cognac, puncheons, lambic tartness, and wine-like character. And there's no style guide like little things because there hasn't been enough ratings.
It's very sweet.
It's new.
All right, everyone take a sip, drink.
I already did. It's very sweet. I don't know if the tequila is still in my mouth.
You think it's very sweet?
Yeah, I think it must be the tequila mix. I
The
don't think
tequila,
it's
the
it.
tequila's still
Yeah,
in
I
there.
actually,
I feel like it
do
dries.
not think it.
Is
It's
there
got a dry finish.
is there water here?
Is there a water bottle behind me on the barrel?
There's. Oh yeah.
There's water right there.
But there's
Big
no
giant.
cups.
Just put your mouth by the thing.
So yeah, I mean it's good, right? How you guys like it?
It kind of almost tastes like a light mead, like those meads you get in the can. Sometimes they're like half mead, half like so almost like soda, you know, like a spritzer mead almost.
Okay.
But it's not sweet like that. So it reminds me of like a little bit more syrupy cider with then at the end you get that dry crispness.
It's like a. I would call it like a summer sour. It's not very sour, It's
tart. I'll give it. It's tarty.
Yeah, it's a lot more tart on the lower sour side. There is a brightness to it though that is really really nice.
I can't put my finger on the fruit though. Like I'm getting a little cognac. I get that. But is this more sour with like just the sourness with the
lambic,
the lambic, or like? So I shouldn't be getting a fruit.
Yeah, there's no fruit in this at all. It's just base beer in that barrel and that yeast character. So that's why when we were like talking about this
tequila, bitch. That's what you're drinking.
When we were talking about this a little bit ago, like the Paloma has all that fruit in it. The Paloma is very similar to this kind of setup, but it's just literally just barrel character. Think of it being like a saison that's then just barrel aged and it's good. It goes funky because of the yeast character. And it's,
I'm getting farmhouse ale vibes too.
I'm not.
Well, when the brewer was shaking his head, yes.
He's just making you feel comfortable.
Oh, okay. Now he's shaking
the
his
dude said it was sweet.
The other three says no. But
Hey. So when I retasted it, I got some water in me.
There we go.
It's sour.
Okay.
So that's what we want?
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
So that's what we want? I'm just saying, that's
He's
what
trying
we
to
want?
climb out of the hole.
that is what we wanted. Yep.
Okay, all right.
That was where we were going.
Well,
the
I had to get my
Wait.
palate out.
Time out. Was it not sour the first time?
It was just sweet. And I tasted tequila still. I was like, oh, I'm drinking the same thing, but more.
same thing but more.
If you take a big gulp, you do get like the corner of the mouth like
man.
jowls. Like
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah.
So that's like one thing I very like about my favorite thing about working with Tom is, like I said, he's traditional, but he's also got these little projects that he when we do these things, like this is batch 4 of us. Each time there's only been one of them that's batch 3 I think was fruited. 2 and 1 were not. Each time this keeps getting better and better and better to where we get to a point that I'm like, it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
It's very, if you know what it's supposed to be like, and when I said earlier, like, fooders are my number one thing, like, this would be a fooder beer. It's something that sits around and it ages, and it's a blend of a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. It could be, it was supposed to be a blend of I think 5 and a 3-year-old, but we had a leaking barrel, so we had to do what we had to do.
So this is just intrusive thoughts I had to ask.
Yeah, listening.
Is there actually 2 Toms that work here?
No, technically, myself and Tim Duffy, who is the other brewer, we like to consider ourselves the other Tom.
Okay.
We have a shirt that says the other Tom. We have a series called the Other Tom series. Long story short on this, Tom still to this day has his day job. He's never quit his day job. Thankfully for him, he's worked from home for 20 years. So instead of working from home, now he works in an office here at the brew room. When he wanted to start home brewing, he was running Ironman marathons or triathlons. He was coaching, I think, his kids' swim team or Boy Scouts or something. He had all these things. So his wife said, he's like, I want a home brew. He's like, I'll get you this, but you got to drop a hobby, man. You're too busy.
Right.
Or you clone yourself.
No.
And so he cloned himself, all right, as 2 Toms. And that's, I think, I can't remember what year. I think it was 2014 we started home brewing. So you're talking 10 years now. And we are 6 years into a commercial brewery.
You'd think he would have cloned himself some more and had more franchise.
Yeah, that'd be cool too.
Okay, so the name came from like his wife being like, "You need to clone yourself."
Yeah, she's like, "You are way too busy. If you want another hobby, you need to clone yourself or drop it." Okay. He's like, "All right, I'm not gonna get unbusy." That's the thing. Like, we had probably our biggest beer release of the year yesterday, and at 9:15 in the morning, he got on a flight and flew to LA because he has to work his day job out there this week. We work.
Like, you got it.
Yeah, we work so hard on this release every year, and he didn't even get to see how it worked. All he's gonna get is the texts of things that went wrong or whatever. Nothing. Thankfully, knock on wood, went wrong yesterday. But it was like, he has to do what he has to do, and this week he's gone the whole week, so we're over here messing around and doing whatever we want to do. So we're currently planning a new Imperial Stout recipe that he's not involved in. So that's something to look for in the future.
At least he's got like faith in you guys. He's like, oh, whatever. He trusts you guys enough.
Yeah, for the most part.
Keep it going.
Nothing crazy is happening.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say some shit. All right, so go ahead and hit it. Die by review, die by review, die by review. 1 star 2, 3 star 4,
Maybe a couple of fives.
die by review, die by review, die bar review. Die bar reviews is where I read 1 through 5 star reviews for die bars I'll probably never visit. All right, let's do this thing. Today we're digitally visiting Charlie's Place in Fort Wayne, Indiana. You ever been there, Cody?
I have not. It's like our neighbor though.
Is it really right next to us?
It's like you can almost see it from if Pepsi wasn't right here, you can see it.
That's hilarious because I didn't know where it was.
It's on Wells Street.
You can walk there from here.
All right, let's see what people are saying. Dale Keener Hood with a 1 star says, this place kept showing up on our social media feeds, so we ventured out to try it. First thing is there's no direction if it's open seating or need to be waited on to be sat. Patio door was open, but we went in the main entrance and weren't greeted. We stood there and saw others just seating themselves. We placed our drink order and waited. Server is more occupied talking to the bartender than doing her job. After we were given our drink, she asked if we wanted to place a food order. Had been ready to place the food order the other 3 times she came back to the table, so she had to go back and get her ordering device. Said she's new and didn't know how to use her ordering device. Food was delivered, and 3 minutes later, we heard her say, "Can I go home early?" She then came up to us and told us her shift ended early, and she wanted us to cash out. Croutons were stale. Shrimp was medium warm. Do not recommend. Oh, and halfway through the tacos, we noticed this hair on the taco holder.
Oh, but at least they had food.
Hey, they had food, yeah. That seems like a
trend or
it's a
something.
little nitpicky on some of that stuff. Like,
I mean, if
Yeah,
she came over
I
the
mean-
other times, why wouldn't you just tell
Yeah,
her?
why wouldn't you be like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm ready to order?
and I mean, I want to go home too. Like, I don't get that part. I mean, I get some.
And what's the whole thing? Oh, I saw there's a patio, but we went through the front door. Like, were you just lost? Like,
Right, yeah.
I'm like, why wouldn't you go through the front door anyway?
I mean, yeah, like that's
Everyone's coming in and out of that entrance. I'm going to go in the other one.
never been here before. But there's 2 doors. One leads me to death. One leads me to mediocre food. That's
Oh,
bull
man.
crap.
That's funny, though.
Nate Searcy. Close. 5 stars says, quite a unique outdoor seating area. The burgers are really good. I haven't tried any of the other foods, but I can say 5 stars to those. Really good atmosphere with a great outdoor seating area. I came during a live band, which wasn't too loud. Quite a nice place, and the very first time I've ever been to a bar that is pup friendly.
Oh, they got good
Say
food,
up-
music.
So I'm just going
It
to
sounds like
go out
thi-
and say it. Like,
this is your place.
We'll be grabbing my dog and coming up here next time. Great staff, wonderful atmosphere. If there was 10 stars available, I would mark them for that. Definitely will be coming back.
Sounds like a Phil place, right? Good music, food.
Except she said, oh, yeah, this food. I haven't tried it, but 5 stars.
No, he said burgers were 5-star. He didn't try everything. He
He
said,
didn't try anything else
he's
but burgers.
I'm sure everything else will be 5 stars.
yeah.
He's only had burgers.
I mean, I like. I don't know.
I'm not going to take your advice on one item for the other 100. Sorry.
There's gonna be 100. Wow.
I mean, if there are.
I didn't see the menu, and if there was, I don't think there's 100 items, Scott.
You don't know that.
I don't know what the
I
items
mean,
are on
though,
this
but
menu here.
There's some there's some bad. I mean, you guys are really roasting me without no food. On this. I'm gonna remember that in the future.
Next time he's going to have like barbecue, everything.
You need to come here,
Oh, you guys-
especially for this.
You guys got a food truck today. I personally hired them for you guys. Like, they're only here because you guys were dicks.
What?
just the number one for their bars and breweries was their food.
Oh, yeah.
2 guys
You know?
over here.
I'm sorry that I
And
like to
what's
eat
terrible
while I
is
drink.
normally our food is really, really good.
Oh, so just
Tuesday through
you're just
Saturday.
piling it.
Tuesday through Saturday.
Hey, Scott, because Scott won't even take this guy's word on one burger being 5
Well,
stars.
no, I'll take his word on that one burger being 5 stars, but not on every other menu item that he was like, I'm sure all of those are also 5 stars.
This was a secret plug. He actually works there.
there you go.
And he's like, I would like to see more dogs at work. We are pup friendly. Go home and get them and bring them back and eat our
Bring all
5-star
of your
burger.
puppies to me.
Joke's on them. There's no burgers on that menu.
That's how they get their burgers, the puppies.
Oh no,
Oh, we had an episode like that.
Oh shit.
We did.
Oh man.
they're eating the dogs and cats out there.
All right, next up we got Jen Joy. 1 star says, the place has no air conditioning. There was blood all over in the ladies' restroom stall from a girl busting her head open and a tampon applicator laying on the ledge on the back bathroom. A security man was behind the back bathroom and came out from plunging a toilet with no warning of any sort he was in there. He had cleaned the blood with just a rag and no disinfectant. The men's bathroom, someone urinated all over the floor, and there were paper towels clogging the sink. So nobody in that place washed their hands. It's a cesspool of bacteria and body odor, and the workers were rude. Waste of money. First time there, will never come back. Do not recommend unless you're dirty and stink.
Well, that voice definitely went with that review.
Like a Karen?
That like the person that wrote that review also has that voice. That's how they talk.
Dude,
Well,
could you imagine
that's
if 1-star reviews and some
insane.
girl busts her head on the bathroom? Like,
And you're just
someone had
sitting
an
in there
accident
watching this
but you guys
security guard
suck.
like
I mean, if I was the girl that got my head busted, I would at least expect a 4-star review. Like, damn, dude,
Yeah.
put some salt on my name.
Watch
dude.
this girl get her head beat in.
Yeah, like, dang. I
mean,
mean, you made me sound like
It's a
not
dive bar,
badass.
right? So shouldn't she be happy that someone went to try to clean?
yeah, for real. Like, I mean, the other average dive bars are like what?
No, they'd be like, okay, the floors
Roaches
are
on the
yeah, the
walls,
floors are
coming out of the
sticky.
We'll clean tonight or tomorrow morning.
New paint job
maybe
in
next
the girl's
year.
bathroom.
Yeah, the floors are sticky and shit. All
That's
right,
funny.
George Clooners. It's like George Clooney. That's funny.
Oh.
With a
George.
4-star says, first experience was quite positive. Being dog friendly is extra nice, and the patio is huge and very accommodating for even large breeds. Food was great, and having live music is always something to enjoy.
Well, I do say, sir, that sounds like quite the exquisite place. It's literally.
You do have a dog,
I do have a dog.
so Meekers
one
could go
doggo.
there.
I'm gonna be honest though, like
Mikos.
I don't really want a ton of dogs around the place I'm eating dinner.
Yeah, I've never.
Like, I never,
I'm not gonna go down
Maybe
that
it's
road,
just
actually,
dog
but,
friendly on the porch back.
I know, but like if I go somewhere,
Still.
like you gotta worry about
Still.
human hair, and then worry about dog hair.
Yeah.
Like,
Why are none of these places cat friendly?
I mean,
They have hair too.
Stupid.
Excuse you?
Cats are stupid.
Edit. No.
Man,
Dogs are better.
they're not. You have one.
Let's go, all my dog lovers
You have
out
one
there.
talk. You have one.
Yeah, okay.
you
I have
tiny-
one dog.
yeah, one-
Okay, so
one
what does that
tiny-
matter?
You have one
Should I
tiny-
have like 9 million dogs in my home, Phil, because I like dogs? You had 2 cats. Where's the other 90 million,
No,
Phil?
but listen,
Where are they?
My name's Honer, bitch. First off,
Sorry, Hunter.
so
Look, he's so bored he's texting.
I know, but no,
the bartender sent me a text.
no,
so,
it's all right. Oh, she's pissed at us.
No, that's a
It's
question.
like quiet
She's
down,
like, this is
Scott. Cats rule.
She's like, this is like the Beer Babes family. Get them out. So, hey, Scott. Anyway, so you have a tiny ass dog that's the same size as my cats.
No.
So what's the? Yes, she is.
Okay.
I have such a big cat, don't I? Do you know?
Such a big cat.
I do.
Oh, okay. Like what?
So
what?
she could eat
like 11
meatballs.
pounds,
No,
10 pounds.
18 million.
I mean, I have a big black cat that's 14 pounds.
I have a baby that's like 20 pounds.
Damn, bro, he
Wait, like
wins.
an actual baby or like?
An actual baby.
Does it
And
meow?
I have two Great Danes too.
Oh shit.
That baby is probably smarter than all your
The
cats
baby's
combined,
riding
'cause
the
cats
Great
are
Dane.
Yeah.
Cats
He-
are so smart.
Are you solving mysteries of some friends from the college?
No, I wish, man.
Scooby Doo and your mystery?
Speaking of Edie's, that was the best ice cream, the Scooby Doo ice cream
Oh,
that
yeah.
Edie's used to make, and they
No,
don't make
it's
it anymore, was
Superman.
the best.
Scooby Doo gummies are one of the kind too. I feel like.
Oh,
The purple ones?
Yeah.
no, the blue ones.
I'm colorblind, you stupid. Thanks for reminding me.
You probably are talking about the blue ones.
I literally was talking about those, you dummy. Thanks for making me feel like an idiot.
Actually, so
do that
nobody, so
all by
no-
yourself.
No, so nobody actually thinks I'm a douchebag or idiot. I actually got him colorblind glasses for Christmas,
And he
one
doesn't
time.
wear them.
And yeah,
No, okay now, hold on now. This
Hey,
is
we don't need to go
no,
on that.
this is always
Moving on.
something.
Moving on.
I wear those glasses just so everyone knows. But what are they, Phil? What are they especially for? Screens.
no, they're-
That's what you told me when you bought them.
No, I said they're.
screens.
Well, you're always looking at screens.
Exactly. So that's when I wear them.
Yeah.
When I'm playing video games.
Or looking
at
at
home.
or looking at articles. Oh, you're not?
at home.
Oh, anyway, so next up we got Taylor. 1 star says, this is a big one, so go ahead and chill, drink your drinks. Honestly had higher hopes. So we walk into this wannabe hipster bar. Was expecting much different. Weird seating arrangements. It took about 40 minutes to get our first round of drinks. Forgot my friend's water. Then the guy starts pointing at our table, obviously talking about us. Ignores our table completely. When me and a couple friends go up to order a couple more drinks, I stood in line for about 45 minutes with 4 people in front of me. A lot of people looked like they weren't moving very fast in the back. I ordered my drink to be told that he had to go find some cups for me to come back and use plastic ones, so it took another 10 minutes for him to just make my drink. And then, not even 15 minutes later, the power goes out and they're still serving drinks and not really solving the issue. I don't know if they were trying to get people to leave because they thought they were busy, but I don't know how they could possibly have a capacity of 550 people if they can't handle a pretty mediocre Saturday night with the outside patio not being open. Not to mention I spent $30 to not even feel a buzz.
Okay, then.
I mean, $30 to fill a buzz.
I mean, 45 minutes to wait for your first drink is long,
I
but-
want to know, what did she say that capacity was?
550.
Bro, 550?
That's a lot of people.
Bro,
You're going to wait. You're going to be waiting.
bro.
They don't have enough bartenders.
You don't understand how big 550 people in a restaurant is. That's insane.
No, so devil's advocate, because I'm reading. It says they have the capacity of 550, but that night was a pretty mediocre Saturday night. Like nobody there.
There's no way that they.
There's no way. I'm telling you, there's no way.
We have 100
there's no
people
way.
here.
No, but
Yeah.
I'm just
Like,
saying, like that's what
I
I think
had
she's
like
saying.
in Plymouth, that building is a 5,000 on the first floor, 5,000 square feet, and a deck, and we're rated, I think, for 125 or 145 people. 500 people.
it's not that big.
Like
It's not that
there's
big.
no way. There's absolutely no way that it's rated 500
Are
people.
you saying she's a liar?
Yes.
Also, $30
Yes, I am.
and not feeling a buzz, like that's not that much money. Like,
You're choosing,
beer,
or
yeah.
you're choosing the wrong drinks.
yeah, or you're
Yeah.
choosing
True.
the wrong drink.
like to me in my head, like, all right, if I go have 3 old fashions, if they're like $10 a piece, that's $30. That's a cheap old fashioned.
I should be able to go to the bathroom and get an old fashioned for that much.
That's right.
That's right. Amen.
Amen to that.
I didn't think about that for a second. Like, what are you talking about?
All right, Aaron King with a 3-star says, and the ladies' night there on Saturday evening, our server was amazing and all of our food was so great. Only giving 3 stars because we were asked to get up from our table because someone had requested that specific table to be close to the band. There were a bunch of tables that were empty. The whole inside was empty, and there were tables that were closer to the band. So now not sure why the hostess asked us to get up and leave.
They must have had burgers. The food was good.
I'm slowly trying to figure out how you would like look up these reviews on here because like you're like bouncing around the stars, but they all kind of suck. Like all the reviews,
Yeah,
all the reviews are very average. Like,
Oh, would you like us to do 2 times?
no, actually, there's a funny story about our 2 times review. You should read the one.
there
where
we
it says,
Oh.
there is one that says that this place sucks.
You guys clap back?
No, unfortunately we don't. But
You know, as a restaurant guy, though, you may not be able to say it, but I can because currently there is no restaurant that I'm working at. Man, I tell you what, some people like to, embellish the truth a lot, especially on online reviews because it gets seen a lot, and then they're like, "Ooh, now the owner has to give me a special something."
Oh, like a freebie.
Yeah, they do that a lot. So.
All right. Anyway, so this is the last one. Jerry Figs, 1-star, finishes us off. Says, to whom this may concern, I was invited to a birthday party / dinner. We were there for about 2 hours, had lights after that. The lights went out and never came back on after that. From that point on, we had to use our cell phone lights to see just how to move around. Family and friends were a treat, very unfair. Layer 2 about whole situation from that point on. Even had the police call on us for no reason, Charlie's Place staff used extreme profanity toward the party, family, and friends for no reason as we were moving toward the exit to leave Charlie's Place as we were asked to do in very aggressive tone. I am very disappointed in Charlie's Place staff in the way this matter was handled as a business. Thousands of exclamation points.
Thank you for accurately saying.
If asked if I would recommend anyone to Charlie's Place, I would not.
It sounds like GPT.
That hurt my head.
So-
It literally did. Like,
So
thank you
it's
for
wild
accurately
because
saying
there
the
were-
actual words
well,
that they wrote.
There were some of them that I had to auto Google because I was like, "What's this word?" and it switched it.
So bad, dude.
So I'm pretty sure they were like drunk when they wrote this.
They probably
or-
were doing it. The
Yeah.
Called the police on me for no reason. Well, lots of people do that. So,
And if you want to know the reason, Charlie's Place owner responded.
ooh, a response.
Mr. Moon. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I am. Let's go.
Upon discovering outside alcohol being illegally brought
There's the rub.
into a private party at the event space, the staff politely asked everyone to leave, and they refused. Due to the violation of the contractual agreement and the risk involved, reinforcements were called to protect the safety of the staff members being threatened.
You're not allowed to bring in
makes sense.
alcohol
Yeah,
to a business.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they're in the wrong.
Yeah, so I mean, I get that, and I feel like the person
Also-
that said the lights were turned off right before that, I think she was probably in the party also.
Oh yeah,
Probably.
550 capacity, and that's like, what? Nah, I'm
Nah.
motherfucker.
You'd have to, man. You would, for 500 people, I'm sorry to get back on this. For 500 people, dude, you would literally need like a 20,000 square foot space.
That's like a Walmart.
Like
That is literally like a
or
Walmart.
like an event
that's
space.
insane.
Like an event space for like concerts and shit.
Yeah, dude.
like, that's a lot of
That
people.
is like table wise. That is so many people. Holy cow. Anyway,
So like a beer hall at Oktoberfest.
I mean, I feel like that's even
yeah.
like max capacity, maybe, but like I want to say that room over there is like 78 people.
Yeah, like, dude, trust. It's like
If you
when
stack
you're
them on
talking
top of the
about all
barrels,
that-
you
yeah,
get,
there
like,
you
some
go, there
more.
you go.
Yeah, I think this room we can't do more than 50.
Well, you have one,
Yeah,
two,
like
three.
it's insane what they
Let them stand on the
say.
barrels.
Yeah.
So like 500.
So,
That's the immediate
This
first
is kind of
red
weird
flag.
too because we had a bar club that was like downtown that like they got booted out of downtown when they were like revitalizing it down there, and they came out here to Charlie's Place, and that was where they like opened up, and then like that bar switched out to being Charlie's Place, different owners and everything. So some people think it's still like this, like when that bar was downtown, like you ever played Grand Theft Auto, like San Andreas, like, you know, you go to the disco bar and it's got like the 3 tiers and your guy's like, you're hitting the triangle, circle, triangle, square, triangle, circle. Like that's how it was. So like it was a little like, it was questionable. So I've never even been into Charlie's Place. I tried selling them beer at their different location and we never worked out. But like, I feel like some of it still thinks, because it used to be called flashbacks. I think people still think Charlie's Place is flashbacks when they go in and they're like, oh, why do they have burgers now? They have food, you know, they have a patio, they're dog friendly. Like, it's kind of interesting on that.
So there you have it. If you're ever in Fort Wayne, then come to Two Toms Brewing. And I guess get you some, or damn it. Edit that.
Edit.
So there you have it. If you're ever in Fort Wayne, then come to Two Toms Brewing and get you some damn good beers.
Just not food on Sundays.
I guess also Charlie's Place if you're up for it. They have a great area for live music, big groups and shit. But you know, maybe there's some things they got to work on. But I'll probably never visit. So you can if you
Like
want
paying their electric bill.
to. All right, back to me, Honer. How you guys feeling about this beer, man?
Really good.
You know what's crazy is when you guys talked about earlier about food, I was going to send you guys to Charlie's Place, but obviously we can't do that now.
Because all we know about is burgers.
Hey, I mean, for no
And they don't
burger.
pay their electric bill.
Hey,
apparently.
if the burger is a 5-star,
Hey, dog friendly though, guys.
As long as you don't
So
take an
Scott can come
outside
in.
beer.
yeah, there's
So Scott can come
Scott's my dog.
I am the dog.
in. So back to this beer. I really like it. But to me, it's a slow sipper. I love the tardiness. I'm going to be enjoying this for a little bit while after the podcast has ended. It's right up there with some of the other ones we've had today, but not a 5-star. It is a clean 4. Perfectly. It's tardy. It deserves the great, but just into the great category. 4.0. One of the attractions I would have to give, like a nitpicky, because it's a sour, I think my brain and my palate's like, where's the fruit?
Yeah.
Where's the fruit?
Yeah.
I want the fruit. Put a fruit in there. Where is the fruit? And I'm not getting it. So part of it's like the searching.
Yeah.
Like my brain's searching for something. And so like it brings it down just a little bit. I don't know if an inclusion of fruit would make it better because, who knows, because you're in a chemical reaction and stuff like that.
Right.
But like because of the style and the things that we've had at least I've had in the past, I'm certain my brain is searching for that fruit flavor and I'm not getting it. But if you take that away, still clean 4, easy.
Yeah, I like it. And that's kind of what when you told me to pick 3 beers, I kind of picked this one early on because I'm really happy with how it is, and the yeast kind of showcases itself here because it does portray itself as some sort of fruit, like white grape or
something.
It portrays itself as that, and there's just no fruit in it at all. And it was kind of one of those things where it's like, this is what it should taste like. And like if you tasted the blackberry Milo scoop you guys had earlier, if you had that without that fruit in it, it wouldn't taste nothing like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not complex. It's just straight like tart, like fast way tart.
It does have kind of like a cidery note to me.
Yeah, I can see that.
I get that also. I mean, it's pretty good after I got past the sweetness earlier. I think the sourness of this is great. It tastes like like a
Boot.
typical, like a typical sour where it just hits the shit out of you, and it's just tasty. It's really tasty, and I like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what's your score?
I'm gonna give it a 4.
Ooh.
So, I'm a sour lover. It's
I'm a
probably
bitch.
one of my favorite styles. And so, as far as a non-fruited sour, I would say this is actually very, very good.
That's why I feel like it's farmhouse ale.
It's crazy to do a sour without the fruits.
Yeah,
Because I feel like that's usually what they do.
yeah, but like you said, the real flavor profile here comes from the acid, and the yeast and stuff like that. So I really think it does what it's supposed to do very well. So I would also give it a solid 4. If I was grading it on more of like the fruited sour scale, it probably would be more of like, a 3.5. But, because it is brewed more for a specific style of a sour, I can see that. And so, yeah, I would give it a 7.
I almost feel like this beer is like the sourdough of bread, right? Like, because it doesn't have any additives. It's just doubling
Staple,
down
yeah.
into what's going on.
Staple, yeah.
And just like sours that you would possibly make, you could use this as your base, like a starter.
Yeah, a
like
base.
The
Yeah.
starter
that would actually be
sour.
a very good thing that I would say. Yeah, it's very good as
People
like a
keep
starter.
that piece of sourdough and they take pieces of it to put into their
to do different things with. Like this would be a good beer to like experiment with. Yeah, that's a really, really good.
And I think if we were able, like I said, the barrel started leaking and it was kind of like pull the trigger or lose it kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we had more time to actually plan it out, we would have had, maybe a base bottle and then like a fruited bottle. And it just was one of those things where like, it was supposed to be a project that was years in the making and we had no idea what was going on. And
because how jallow he is, I would feel like the first fruit I think you should like possibly put in there is like a tart cherry.
Yeah,
because I think it would complement it well.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, cherry or grape. I really think grape.
Yeah, the grape is
would really, really.
We have some bottles that we did before this. It's a similar type beer with grape must, and then we have one that's a blackberry lavender as well. And so it's kind of like it's an interesting take because like a lot of people don't do like the mixed ferm sours in the state of Indiana. Sun King does them really well, but there's not a lot of us doing them. So it's like when I was trying to showcase us on a podcast for you guys, I was like, all right, like let's go something real traditional. let's go something that I'm really happy with, that's personally mine and Marty Animal, and then something that makes us a little bit unique, and that's what kind of, hey, we brew, our marshmallow series of sours has a massive following. We do a key lime pie every year, and people die for how green it is. They love it. But, like, this is truly, like, here's what we're doing in the barrel room. Here's what we're showcasing as we sit here today. So
Yeah. It's very, very nice.
Well, thank you for giving us a glimpse
Yeah.
into Two Toms, and for also everybody listening. You can see the diversity in their beers.
Yeah, selection of beers, the variety. And, we love you guys, and we also love somebody else. Do you know who we love, Scott?
Me?
No, we don't love you.
Oh,
Hey, guys, make sure you check out the UPS store on State Road 23 in Ironwood for printing, copying, shipping, and notary, and Amazon drop-offs. They're good friends of the pod, and they help us out, and we'll help you out, too. That's the UPS store on State Road 23 in Ironwood in South Bend, Indiana. Don't go to any other UPS store. Only go to that one.
Because they won't help you.
yeah, only
us.
that.
Not as well.
That's for
Yeah.
us. Yeah. And also, shouts out
Oh, shouts out. Okay, perfect.
to top 15 cities downloaded our last episode.
Chicago, Illinois, Mishawaka, Indiana, South Bend, Indiana, Rocky River, Ohio, Riverview, Florida, East Lake, Hampshire, England, Detroit, Michigan, Las Vegas, Nevada, Hilliard, Ohio, New York, Frankfurt on Main, Hesse, Germany, Akron, Ohio, Akron, Indiana. It's weird that they're back to back. Fort Worth, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, Indianapolis, Indiana, Plymouth, Indiana, Niles, Michigan, Queens, New York, Charlotte, North Carolina, Depew, New York, Rochester, New York, Glendale, California, St. Augustine, Florida, Lafayette, Indiana, Reno, Nevada, Bainham, New Jersey, Elkhart, Indiana, Seattle, Washington, Dearborn, Michigan, Culver, Indiana, Columbia City, Indiana, San Antonio, Texas, Los Angeles, California, Buffalo, New York, Chatsworth, California, Valparaiso, Indiana, New Orleans, Louisiana. Some Nolans in this house.
what was that list that you just named off?
The top 15 cities
But
that
it's
downloaded
never
our
15.
episode.
It's
That's
never 15.
that's
He
the
goes-
joke.
That's a lot more.
That's the joke of the thing. I
Yeah.
just keep going.
Yeah,
But that's
usually
cool. You guys got like a really
Yeah.
nice.
there's a lot of people overseas too that like
Yeah,
us.
lots of
we get
England
One of
over
my
there.
friends on Instagram, she was like, "Yeah, I tell my friends all the time," and I was like, "Oh shit, that's bad.
That's cool. Yeah.
Please
Well,
keep the word of mouth going over
You know,
there." Like,
it was kind of cool. Like, people always ask me, like, "Oh, why you always want to sit down with these beer podcast guys and whatever else?" And I'm like, "Well, for me, like, I was just trying to make it in the beer industry. You guys are just doing the same thing. You guys enjoy talking to people about beer. You enjoy hanging out. It gives you something to do, And so for me, like, I've always been like, oh no, I love that these guys are out here like pushing it, trying to make this. I mean, like, you see like what happens now, like stupid Kelsey brothers, like they have they have a career now in podcasting, And so it's like it's just watching you guys do your thing and investing in yourselves, investing in something that you're passionate about. Same thing as the beer side, man. Like, me buying a new fermenter for my garage is the same thing as you buying a new mic for this setup. Like,
oh yeah,
you're-
different hustle, same
Yeah.
same concept.
if someone called tomorrow and said, "Hey, you guys, we love what you're doing. Let's make it a full-time gig," like, I think you guys would be ecstatic, And so it's like, I just like sitting down. I love talking beer. I love talking to people, and it's nice to be able to like share what I'm doing. And someone in the UK might hear about this now, and it's kind of cool.
Well,
I like
and I just want to say too,
Oh my god,
I've been a occasional guest on a couple, and congratulations on where you guys have come from. Because when you guys started, obviously very small and everything, you guys got freaking listeners in England. That's awesome.
impressive. Vegas,
Congratulations
New
for
Orleans.
that, guys. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's impressive.
yeah, they're all
England and Germany is almost every time.
yeah, they
They're-
freaking,
that's
they
awesome.
freaking love us over there.
Yeah,
Hey,
they
well,
actually
I'm
listen
sure
to those
you love
raps of
them,
yours,
too.
and like I would have turned it off after the first rap. Like, this is ridiculous.
It's funny as hell, yeah.
But it's cool, man. It's a cool
Hell yeah.
opportunity, and it's like I said, like it's I have a really bad problem. Like when I go to like a bookstore and there's like some dude there with like a book he wrote, and I'm like, bro, sign that shit and let me get a copy.
yeah.
Do I fucking read it? Absolutely not. I've not read a damn book in forever that's not beer related.
But just supporting the dude.
Yeah,
But
just
yeah,
support
but like
them.
he's out there, he's grinding, he's
Yep,
trying to
that's
make it his thing.
the
Just for the record, we had England, Germany, Canada, Italy, Greece, France, Brazil, and Ireland on our last podcast. The most
Hell
down.
yeah.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
That's awesome.
Who the fuck is listening out there?
Hey, I tell you what, all you people in Ireland, they know what's up.
No,
Yeah.
nobody knows.
All my cousins.
All right, so let's do some shout outs. It's really easy to help out the pod. If you really like us, I know you know a friend, and you see them at the bar, and they're like, hey, can you buy me a beer? And you would do it once a month. It's the same thing we're asking you to do here. Help buy a beer for the show. We'll shout you out on each episode. It's just $5 a month, guys. You're buying beers that go straight to buying the beers for the show. We're not, using this money for the line our pockets. It's just going to the show. The great one, Vic, has done it.
We got Matt Snyder.
Sylvia Town.
And Sky.
And eventually my dad, but he doesn't know how to use his own phone to do it. So it's just waiting for me to show up with time to do it. But I'll shout him out early again for like the 50th episode in a row.
And Sky.
Wait, so for $5 a month, I can get my name on here every episode?
$5 a month? That's good enough for me to do it.
I got you on record.
Yeah, he's saying it right now. Can I plug how you guys say my name?
Sure.
Yeah.
If I
When
pay,
you
like,
put it in there.
If I pay $6 a month, can I like make it like?
Well, the one guy, the great one, Vic, he's the one who put that in there, the great one. So
Oh, I like
Ooh,
it.
there you
His
go.
last name is Cummings.
So like I could say Scott the Great and Powerful.
No, nobody's gonna
And you
say
would
it.
literally be like a Scott the Great and Powerful.
by the way, if you make it
Oh.
12 months in a row, you get an exclusive shirt that only the people who have made it for a whole year get it.
We posted the one, my mom's modeling it, and it says, I
subscribed for-
I listened to Drunken Buds podcast for a year, and all I got was the shirt.
I love that.
Yeah, and so that was the shirt.
But every
Where's
year
the
is a
12
new
month-
shirt.
So where's the 12-month discount for doing a 12-month?
You get the shirt. That's your
Yeah, you get a prize, bitch.
Oh, there's the prize. There's the discount.
So if
Don't
you
even
did
have to
two
buy
for
a shirt.
if you did two,
Everybody buys a shirt every year.
Yeah,
now you don't
exactly.
even have to by
I know
signing
you-
up for Drunk with Buds.
I know you don't buy a shirt. You have
I
the
don't.
same old
I have
shirts
the same
ever.
shirts. Literally, the shirt that was ruined earlier today was a shirt that I've had since first year of college.
Yeah, he's never buys shirts,
which
so.
was 200011.
Yeah,
I've had this shirt for 13 years, guys.
I can't fit in shirts that 13 years
No,
ago.
me neither.
I can't even think about that size shirt.
So thanks everybody for supporting the podcast. I hope we can get some more. You can go to the show notes and click on that and
That's right.
sign up for that.
And last call. Which of the beers today would you guys order for the last call of the day?
Dang, it'd be the first
Last
one.
call?
I'm not gonna lie, it'd be the
Oh.
first one,
You go light. I think I'd go
Yeah.
with the stout. I think I would want to end my night on a big note.
dude. I would just say the first one because I wouldn't be able to stop. It is literally so good.
I get
love
it.
Is that the
first
Czech one?
Yeah, it's a Pilsner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pilsner.
I would
So
keep
good.
drinking that one. I like that. I'd choose that
I
one.
guess you can weigh in here. Which one would you
I'm
finish your
gonna be
night?
biased, and I'm gonna take the Imperial Stout because it's actually my recipe. But
I mean, I like ending my note sometimes on the
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
hitter. Get more bang for your buck at the end of the
Yeah.
night because it's the last beer.
yeah, because I would like to have this like one and done like earlier, so my acid reflux like doesn't kill me.
There you
later.
go. Yeah.
But like the Imperial Stouts, man, that's my style, dude. I love it.
Hell yeah.
I get that.
Well, we don't have a sponsor right here, so let's just move into the ending wrap. Everybody, any social medias you want to plug there, Casey?
Casey.
Casey.
Casey, I don't know why.
Cody.
Hey, Cody, do you want to?
got a
Is there
special
any
guest.
social media you want to plug there? Oh, he's switching to Casey.
Hey, Casey's here. New set of headphones. Let's go ahead and plug my personal. No. Yeah, Toms Brewing, social media, Facebook, Instagram. Feel free to reach out if you're looking for beer to come towards your town near you guys. We love to getting new beers out to new places. If you have a restaurant or a bar or a brewery that you want to see some beers of ours out, let me know. Love to bring it out. Yeah, and then keep following the show.
You got anything, Scott? No? Okay. Phil?
Hoda Creations on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I make dumbass videos for dumbass people like me, and I'm also the social media guy for Drunken Buds. If you're talking to us, you're talking to me.
I'm Beer Bennett Bruce, and Bruce the Beer Bennett and everything else, including Untapped. Hey, show notes. You like THC infused sodas? We have a affiliate sponsor. You click on that link, you buy what you want, and we get 20% of the order. So you'll be funding
Get you high legally.
legally. They're delicious. We've had them on the show. Adult Delight. If you drink a lot like us and you want to feel better in the morning, take the Adult Delight. Feel better. We got a link on there and help us out on the show as well. And Teespring, there's a link there. If you like our merch, all merch is set to as low as Teespring will let us do it. We make pennies on all of our. We just want you guys wearing the stuff.
Love that.
All right, so we got a freestyle boom bap beat, Amigo, old school type beat by Fat Cat Beats on YouTube. Here we are. Yeah, I'm hanging with my amigos. Oh shit, there go he go. I'm I'm gonna go wherever he go. And I'm wearing his shirt, though I'ma do a free throw. I'ma just do this shit any day I go. Hey, I'ma love it any minute. You can sit on it and spin it. Hey, I'ma slap that ass like I'm a motherfucker hitting the bass. And I'm loving that no matter. And I'm counting all this money, it's covering my face. And I praise the Lord that you come down one day and shimmy on me. And I love it all over this tree. And I just be spending all this money like I'm just chilling and splitting the sea. Hey, 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 hey. Chilling at Toms Brewing Co-Man with my amigos. Hey, we just say shit and hey, we being like Shaq free throw. Stay sexy, everybody. Thank you for listening.
Stay sexy.